what's turning out to be a meme kind of Tuesday afternoon around here. Yeah, they're all back in a big way. 12% right now for GME, leading the way back to the upside for these things, along with BBBY. We'll talk about that coming up here in a second. Tilray, I just saw, even Tilray just popped up on volume as well. There we go. Yeah, the NASDAQ made it all the way back to positive territory. We were down 1.2% at one point this morning. Now positive on the session is the NASDAQ, almost a full percent for the Dow. S&P 0.5%, basically break even. For Brazil, 3.7% back to the downside today. For crude oil, remember we had that big move down yesterday, bounced a little, but yeah, the sell-off continues here in energy markets. Bitcoin and Ethereum also in negative territory this afternoon. A much improved board here right across the entire thing, including retail stocks. Yeah, they're all in positive territory over here off the Walmart report. Home Depot up 5%. This afternoon, following a decent report from them as well. Target here, 6%. Earnings to come from Target, obviously Bed Bath & Beyond. That's Best Buy. BBBY is Bed Bath & Beyond, if you didn't know. Lowe's on here, 4% to the upside. FedEx, 3% as well, having a nice day. TTWO and Warner Brothers over here in the communications group, also in pretty good shape so far. This afternoon, what a board to look at. Just the healthcare group to the downside, essentially. Some of the semiconductors as well struggling, but a different board, at least, than we've seen over the past couple of weeks. Hope your afternoon is going well. Welcome back into a meme kind of afternoon. It's going to be an exciting one with all of these back in action. So much volume, so many opportunities. We'll talk about Bed Bath & Beyond coming up here a little bit more, but first, let's jump into a bit of a review to kick things off. We discussed a number of trade opportunities. If you joined us in the pre-market this morning to get you set for 9:30, one of those Neil is going to revisit right now.
Welcome to your trade of the day, and surprise, Bed Bath & Beyond. If you traded it today, it's probably the most exciting thing you did for sure in these markets. The squeeze stocks are back. We'll talk about a lot of them during our live show, but Bed Bath & Beyond, this is an example of sometimes things go a little further than you might anticipate and what to do when that does happen. I'll lay the scene a bit here with a 60-minute chart up. And you can see this was already putting in a bit of a double up from the beginning of the month here. We had the 6, it tested this 13 area, had this nice double top and then triple top forming. All of a sudden, yesterday you had a gap up above this level and a continuation. So that wasn't even a tradable break. However, the next level up, 17, and anyone that was watching that level when it got there, that 17 level, pretty gigantic on Bed Bath & Beyond. So fast forward to today when absolutely everybody is looking for the same breakout trade. It is a very simple double top momentum squeeze play off of 17, and it gives you the first move, instantly pushing to 18. It gives you a reload back in off of 17. And then from there, it's even the 18 break. Riding the 18 break up to 19 even. And here's where my round numbers get the absolute best of me. I go away from the trend, looking only long sequentially at 17, 18, 19 into 20, to then decide to short 20 even. So there was a bit of a fail break at 20 even. It got up to 20 and a half, slammed back down in. There was a decent short in there if you're able to catch it, and it did play back into the 19, breaking a couple of times. Looked like the momentum was with you. However, when it came the third time to try to take this, it just simply took out the top, and then you were off to the races once again. The key thing here is one might think, and this is a very tricky trade up at this 28, when you have now a parabolic move, and keep in mind, this has already shown you like a $4 move into another 4 into a break of that 17. So once it extends past 21, it's starting to get in rarefied air. 25 is gone. You turn at 28 and halt down. At this point, it's one of two things when it opens back up. Either look to see if it is going to capitulate, in which case you should see minimum a test or break of VWAP, or if that halt price gets instantly supported. Well, you can guess what happened. The halt price, it opens up barely below the halt down. it is instantly supported. There's bids above that previous high at 24, and it's a simple break back out to that upside. And as we speak, Bed Bath & Beyond is challenging this 28 high. The key thing is you can get in and out, take dollar trades, get 50 cents here, dollar, try to hold on to a piece. I love taking those breaks, getting out, getting back in. So for the rug pulls, I'm not likely to be stuck with it. But wow, when the momentum is going in one direction, you have to find some way to be in that long, whether it's taking the breakouts, whether it's waiting for a big dip, whether it's just simply buying and holding. But above 17, it was a crowded trade, but it didn't matter today once this started to get squoze. Your trade of the day brought to you by Day Trade the World. As always, start your trading career with the capital you need at Day Trade the World.
And when the rug pulls come, you got to get out of the way. Wow, that was pretty exciting. It fails once again up at 28. Bed Bath & Beyond was on the watch list this morning, guys. Make sure you grab that. We are working on, in the background, again, an alternative that will maybe potentially deliver said email right to you every single day. But more to come on that. Let's go right over to the guys, because we had a pretty epic failure there at 28 again.
Like, what did I miss?
Yo, what's up? I don't know what you missed, but I mean, it could be Fubo if you come over here. We just got into Fubo right now, 660 up to 680. We're starting to run things a little bit now. We'll go bang for the Fubo trade as that's really starting to work out. We also have Lucid Neil as that's breaking 19. That's up to 1950. We have this as well. We still have that Nubank, by the way, from $5 all the way still at day's high. So this is a nice little 80-cent winner as well. And we did find our way into PayPal right now. Got out there, got back in. Now PayPal's starting to go back up to the upside. Oh, and electric car maker NIO, rumors about coming back into the United States. So we took a long there. Hasn't really moved off that, but yeah, Fubo starting to make some room here to the upside. Again, another one of those names getting squeezed out. A big social media stock upside today. 690 right there is the day's high. We're out of now 30% of this from our 660 take. We'll see if Fubo can go a little bit higher, but I think that's what all the noise is about.
Yeah, Fubo's been stupid strong. I'm kind of kicking myself. Like there's so many of these squeeze names right now. Like Fubo, when Brendan came to us, was at $4.60. It then broke a $5. I gave up at $5.50. I'm back in myself as well when it retraced that 650 area. I just got some out there. I guess when I was up there, it looks like it came up to that $7 range. But AMC, which when we left you this morning, I was talking about how Bed Bath & Beyond had capitulated and AMC turned into the easiest short ever. Well, that's over. 25, when Bed Bath & Beyond made its first high of the day, I think it was at $20. That same point, AMC fell back from 25 into 24, from 24 to 23. It then was a short again off of that 25 level. Now it's breaking out at 25, and it's at the high day at 26 even. If you can't beat them, join them. At some point, you just got to go with the grain. And for any of these squeeze names, it is joining the train ride to the upside, guys. It is an absolute moonshot kind of a day. The longs are paying off. And let's not forget about the fact the market has turned convincingly green, which is pretty impressive as well.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to go back to Brendan or not, because we're talking memes are back right now. Brendan, any update on any of those?
Yeah, another one to add to the list here, guys. They're dusting off the entire list from back in 2020. Here's KOSS, just taking out day highs at 17% back to the upside. Maybe a trip to BlackBerry land should be in the future as well. But all of these, I mean, Bed Bath & Beyond obviously doing all of the volume this afternoon, but all of these with pretty epic moves here.
Yeah, if prognostication.
If BlackBerry's up 10%, then there's a short in there today. That's for darn sure.
Good job, Daryl. Killed the Megal short as well. If you're able to find shares, good one on that. Yeah, so here's a couple names there from Darwin. Macy's, yeah, Macy's could be one that's run. Whoops, Macy's has been one that's run in the past. We could see if that can go today. Nokia, another one. Thanks, Darwin, as well. Wish. Remember Wish? I mean, I wish that was still over $1. Is it still over $1?
Yeah, it is. It's
$1.74. Yeah. Okay. So this one could get going for sure. And then Clover. Don't tell me Clover's moving. You guys just trolling here. Ooh, Clover with a nice little ARCA bid right now as well. So yeah, okay. I see you, Clover. It is starting to move a little bit here. So yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get caught up in all this meme craze. I mean, there are a couple good stocks that we have on board already, including this Fubo. Holy Fubo Crow. A nice little move move to the upside right now for Fubo. Yes, sir. Here we go, man. We are excited, boy. Stock starting to go back upside. There's Fubo. Yeah, buddy. Nice little 35 cents in the money now on FUBO here. Fubo trying to break out through 7. Let's go. Oh my God. They're all moving around right now. Fubo, just one of those names. Lucid also, bigger shares obviously on Lucid, but here goes Fubo. Let's get some out at 7.
I'm looking for the 7 break as well. On this. Every 50 cents has been pretty good on some of these. I did check. Wish is making a power move. So there's some of these that I think I want to put in the bucket of fading if they go any higher. Wish at $2 makes some sense to me. Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm going to stay away from shorting that. I only look for the direction of the upside. But here comes the 7 break on Fubo. Breaks have been solid for almost all of these. So I'm going to take this even dollar break on Fubo. Just make sure we can get my stop order in. I don't know if we have to pay for shorts on this. This is one where I don't want to. I'd rather play the long side on Fubo. I just feel like a cost I just paid for. BlackBerry, if it is actually making a move, I think that can be worth it for a short. I didn't check. I checked cost.
I checked everything but that for some reason.
I just feel like if there is a deep pullback on AMC or Bed Bath & Beyond, some of these will be easier shorts than others, and I'm putting cost into that category. It's one of my go-tos when these meme stocks start to go and I want to fade something. By the way, GME, which I don't think we haven't really looked at, this is holding at about 12% up on some lower highs, and it started to die down. At one point, it was GameStop that made a big run and halted up about 10%.
Yeah.
Looks like that's pretty much gone. And I don't want to ignore, because I guess it's not a squeeze stock. Maybe it is. Does Vinco count anymore? I have no idea. It was halted for a week and a half, as you all remember. It opened up at 75 cents. I wish that's what I had. Got involved with it after the first halt, and then it opened up above 110 or so. It made a high of 140. That break was no good, but I've been scalping it ever since off this 125. Starting to slow down, Vinco. Looks like it's not quite as active as the rest, but Fubo, that's active. And that broke 7 even. So once again, it is rinse and repeat. We grabbed the 7 break as well. Now I have 703s. We're out of the 650s, and we're on to the next, which might be 750, might be 7.25. Either way, I want to pay myself on this break and see if we can't get this one to continue going. It is one of those days. It feels like 2 years ago.
Was it 2 or 1 year ago?
Was it 1 year ago?
Yeah, I think it was only 1 year ago. Yeah, and we're feeling pretty good, man. Yeah, it was in the spring.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so there it is. What's it going on? Another one there, another banger coming through there. Just got some out at 7:14 on For Us, By Us here. Fubo is going to go right up. Of course, that's Fubu. I don't know if you guys remember. I mean, that's how old we are. Does Fubu even exist anymore?
I forgot to look it up. We talked about that before, and I was like, I should look.
The Dragon's Den guy, Dame something.
Dame
Dash? I don't know. That's not Dame Dash. Shout out to Rockefeller Records.
Everybody had some Fubu. You had it back in the day.
Everyone. Yeah, I mean, pretty much you had a hat or some sort of a sweatshirt or some sort of T-shirt.
It's Dame Dash.
Oh, it is Dame Dash?
Dame Dash.
Yeah. Okay.
Fahad knows. That's his boy.
I don't think it is. It's not Dame Dash. Okay. I'll have to look that up. All right, but never doubt Fahad. So that's for sure. But we are just watching some of these names, Brendan. I mean, I don't know. PayPal, we talked about that earlier. This is a 75-cent winner right now on PayPal. We did test it early, got out there, and then back in. Yeah, it's Damon John. You see, you don't come at me, bro.
The Rock is Dame Dash.
Don't.
The Rock.
That is what I'm talking about. All right. All right. We'll move off on that. Look up Rockefeller Records there.
It's the Rock.
It's the Rock in the building right now. But yeah, someone said before that they were surprised how cultured I am. What does that even mean? I mean, what? Because you know what I'm saying.
I'm not even.
You know what I'm saying, Neil?
What? You're allowed to know about hip hop culture.
Thanks, man.
It's for
Damon John.
Come on now.
There it is. All right, so let's just move on from that. Fubo, wow, Neil. Still, I know you punched that 7, but we just waited for that to reload back down there at 650. So we did take that one, and then it's a big one to the upside right now. So good one here as we continue. It's moved to the north side. Here we go, man. I don't want to be holding on to everything for very long. Our Neo, this doesn't seem to have as much oomph to it as before, so might have to take a little bit out on Neo. Thought this would go a little bit. It didn't really break through. You can see here it's starting to go up. Yeah, I took it. So I took it here on the news that they're coming to the U.S. Apparently, they're already being sold in the U.S., but so I don't know exactly about that. But it did fall back into the 50 period, which is where we reloaded. So we were close to getting stopped out. I'm just going to get some more out here. I don't really trust this position as much as I'd like to. So let's take some O's and wait for some O1s. Oh, there we go. We got O1s there. So we'll wait on this. But Neo is the least confidence out of all my positions.
Oh, for the record, I just want to say, like BlackBerry, I don't know if this counts as going, because the big spike it had, that's when GameStop, I think, made it spike at 11 something. I mean, come on, it's not really moving very much. I'm watching the tape here. It's like watching paint dry. If there's a big capitulation in these other names, then, if you can get BlackBerry this close to the high, that makes a lot of sense to me. It's free shorts for us too. So I'll go over to this one, just sort of thinking of VWAP retracement. It's not much. It's like 720 to 7 even. But it might be a free one if these start to pull back in heavily enough.
Just looking at Polestar, guys. Polestar popped up a little bit earlier. I was trying to find a picture of this car. This is not a good one, but PSNY, if you remember. Confirming today that will be available 2025, I guess, directly to compete with Tesla's new Roadster that is apparently also coming sometime. Maybe we should talk about Walmart here, or does actual earnings matter on a day like today? I'm not sure it does. But Walmart, only in the sense that the entire retail group in the market is up 3, 4, 5% off of Walmart's report. Home Depot as well, back to the upside today. So decent earnings, nevertheless.
Well, the reaction was.
We'll go over this because we have to, I guess.
Yeah, apparently we have to.
I don't have one Walmart trade on today, but we did talk about it earlier. And you know what? It was a good trade. I mean, you just had to respect the long early. If you had that, then it's just been sort of grinding to the long side right now. It's respecting this 50 period. This is a 2-minute chart. That's a 2-minute chart. So I only have a 50 period EMA on there, and then I have volume weighted average price, so VWAP. So I don't have any indicators other than that. I mean, of course, volume down here just to see if there's any spikes. And there hasn't been other than the open, but you're up against the high of the day one more time, 141. So, hey, look, this is going a little bit extended than I thought. I didn't think we'd have 6% in it today. There was some decent dip buy opportunities every time, basically, we came back to the 50 period. You're able to buy it. I mean, went up here, came back, touched it there, went back, broke it, went back, rode it. So, yeah, I feel like this is going to break the high, man. I mean, 141, I think, is a good one there. I said don't even bother to look at a daily chart earlier just because you have this move down in, and there wasn't really anything in here to look at. And I still really feel the same way. I mean, 141.50. I mean, if we're going to go all the way back to, like, March, I don't know if that really matters. I mean, we're in a way new environment right now. So for me, I just think you let Walmart melt up here as the day goes. I don't have enough confidence to buy this name, especially when everything else is going. I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions right now. I think we'll hold away on Walmart, but congratulations to anybody that had conviction in this name. I mean, it's straight shot to the upside here, and it's been a fire name if you've been long.
Yeah, I mean, I had an idea for what I wanted to do with Home Depot, and that was, okay, well, if it gets back below 316, I'll short below 316. As you can tell, Check's chart, it has spent the entire day absolutely moonshotting. So it never got below what I thought would have been my resistance level, so no trade for me on Home Depot, with pretty mixed earnings for them as well. They had one metric go bad. But if you got the longs early on the retail names when they broke out at these levels, congratulations to you. That was pretty early on in the day. But you're already in PayPal. Lucas has a saying, and as long as it keeps coming up, we didn't come all this way not to take out 103 on PayPal. And it's at 102, 102.99 is the current high of the day. I've been waiting pretty much all day for 103 to break on PayPal, and it's about to do so. The market, the V shape that we just got in this market was, I mean, like, this is a NASDAQ, man. Like, that's pretty epic. Like, we were just cascading to the downside. Then you hold that 13.5 area, and then now we're up about 1/3% and looking like we're even going higher. This isn't just about the squeeze names. And I get it. They're, like, percentage-wise, those are all the best moves.
Yeah.
Let's be real for a second. But this market has been churning to the upside. PayPal is strong. You saw Coinbase make some power moves. There was some news with FTX that pushed that and Robinhood up. I'm hoping PayPal can break that even. But Fubo, like, my goodness. And you know what? We have a free watch list every single day. It's not just about that. It is also about these names that come up in the scanner that Brendan will bring to our attention, because Fubo wasn't on anybody's radar until, I want to say, about like 10 o'clock or so when we got alerted to it. And suddenly it's on the verge of taking out, we could get to $8. This was a $4 stock yesterday at the close.
Fod just mentioned in my ear, he said, by the way, we're on PayPal right now. You don't have to worry about that, buddy. We're on PayPal all day long here today as PayPal's been
Mentioned PayPal for a second there.
I know you did. And then Fod was like, we're on PayPal. We just go back and forth with that. There it is. We're $1 in the money. So it's actually hit the spot. It's too bad that we did get stopped out there, but we bought it back or else we wouldn't have had that little red mark there. But there it is, a nice little move back up to the upside. We were trying to respect it against the 50 period. It did dip down a little bit more. But again, on a JP Morgan upgrade, there goes PayPal once again up to 103. I said if we clear 103, I said this earlier that we could see 105, but today I'm not sure about that. If you zoom in a little bit here, you see we're already taking this out. That's that 103. So then I just sort of said like the average range on this thing, you could see about $1, $1.80, $2 or so on PayPal when it moves. That's 2%, right? So I thought that if we took out 103 early, we could get up that other $2 up to 105. So we'll slow down on making predictions now as it's 221, but I still like this name. I still think it can go up to the upside right now. We do have to watch out for Fubo. Wow, Neil, Fubo is like, hello, up to 740 right now. Big time name, and this could go, man. People said that they could see this HKDing itself. I
don't know about that.
I love these blowouts and everything like that. And it's been fantastic to trade them. I mean, this is already just one of my top stocks of the day, and I only have this for the last 20 minutes. But don't get too greedy. I mean, greed is great, but at the same time, look what we're running into right now on Fubo, right? So if you're trading this Fubo with me, I mean, it's been a monster trade. We're long now $1 in the money as this continues to go up, but just check out some of these levels. You're running into March highs again of $8 where we danced around here a little bit. So that could be a little takeout spot, 8. So as we're running up here, I mean, let's just go spin it one more time because this is a big show here and a big day to trade this name. As there it goes, up only 75% today. Let's just see where it stops. It just stopped at 760. Like I said, I believe the next stop here is going to be 8.
Yeah, a bit of a pullback. You might have seen a single short pop in there. Yeah, you guessed it. It's BlackBerry. But this just happened on AMC. It was rolling over a little bit off of 26. It gets up to 26.16. We had the breakout at that high of the day, 25.5 or so. Got a bit of a reload. And then it really started to dip to the downside. Once I saw the signs of weakness in some of the meme names, or at least one of them, I looked over and Bed Bath & Beyond. BlackBerry was still at the top, so I took the short off the high, and then we can sit into this one. If they start to come back in, BlackBerry is definitely one I think could be rather cheap to get into the short side of. Bed Bath & Beyond is still churning through volume, but it's also going a bit sideways. It's rejected that 28 for now. It can still happen, don't get me wrong, but this has been like 4 separate tests of that 28 level without an actual breakthrough. I want something out of this group to the south side. That's why I'm going with BlackBerry. Cost could be another one that we try to play in. We didn't even get through this list. Wow, my bad. Apparently we're supposed to talk about new next, Brendan.
I was just going to mention this one as well. Worth a note. I mean, Weber reported, but Weber also has a bit of a short percent as well on it. So 20% today. For the barbecue maker Weber, I was also just double checking, guys. Fubo has a 164 million share free float. So a little bit different than HKD, which I think was 2 million or something to that effect. Yeah, monster float if you compare the two, obviously. New Holdings was an earnings name that we were looking at as well. Gave you all kinds of opportunities today after much better than expected report from them.
Yes, what is it? The Brazilian SoFi, South American SoFi. But realistically, that's there's a big addressable market for them. They had good earnings, great growth for new. But if you pop in the 15-minute, you're just going to see this $5 high. It was gapping up above that high. And once you see that, whether it's gap up, gap down in a momentum market, you're looking to play the direction for that trend. Now, gave you an early break at about 7 a.m. That played into 560. That's an important price because it comes back into play when it suddenly starts dipping back down and off the pre-market lows. Right before the open, it starts giving you this 520 area into 530s. And then shoots up at the open right back to the same 560 that it was giving you before. So pretty clean price action for new. and then it simply retests that 5, and that's that deeper level look where it comes right back into previous resistance, turns into support, and then off to the races once again. It hasn't been able to break 6 even. It's tried about 3 or 4 times now. It's at the high of the day as well, getting very close to a 6 break. So I'd like to hold out hope that it can get through that 6 even. But because of the catalyst being earnings here, I'm not writing this off as only a meme stock, squeeze stock type of day. I also believe that this can sustain as long as it's above that 5. It's also a clean breakout of a long consolidation since May. Right, like it's taken a long time to get above that $5 level. If it closes above, I'd want to be revisiting this area tomorrow as well.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I mean, to say that we predicted this would be right. There it is right here. New right here. Wow, huge day, $5 key. They beat everywhere. This little note down here says long only. Beauty at $5. And look where we're long. We're long at 505. Right now as this just continues to make moves to the high side. We don't have a lot of shares. I mean, most of them got out here on this move up, and then we came back to VWAP and got them out like at 530. But we're just going to wait for $6. I mean, that's kind of what I'm waiting for is a $6 break here on NU. We still have this name. We got out. Remember there was some chaos that happened real early? We got out and back in. So that's why you see that tick, and then we were waiting there to get back in at 5, which is why we have that 505. But what a great move. I mean, Neil just hit it on the head there. This is why we liked it so much. It broke back above $5. And that was about that it. It's simple, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, as they say. You're not going to find better charts than that, honestly. This is the kind of stuff that we're waiting for every single day. It's the same reason why we think PayPal has a chance. I mean, now PayPal's over, well, coming close to over. But as you can see, this has only been 103 here, basically for a week and a half. That New Bank or New Holdings was for months basing out at 5. So that was a good break right there. And the problem is you get a lot of people that are going to cover their shorts. So that's part of the problem when that does happen. Wow. And by the way, Fubo's at $8. So that's just continuing to move down. Move up, sorry. I cannot sit here and watch this happen and not get out. I mean, we've watched this go upside here up to this level. I just put out a tweet there that says, let's get out if it does make this move. So there it is right there. We'll spin it one more time for everybody because there it is. It's a beautiful trade. It's Fubo. And it's a big trade there, up now 81%, as we just talked about taking out that 8. I mean, obviously, if you thought that this thing was going to moon, you win already, right? I just watched the last episode ever of Ozark, and at the end, they're like, you win, right? And I don't know if you guys, I don't want to spoil it.
It seemed like 2 episodes, anybody. 1.5.
Yeah, it's episode 4. They did 14 episodes there last season. Like, that's wow. Anyways, not to spoil it, but I just feel like that right now. It's going to break 8. You win again right there. But it's just like this is where a pay yourself first kind of moment if you haven't yet. I love this trade. I love it for everybody that has it. I love it for myself. I love it for your families. I love it for everything. But, nothing matters until you've realized said profit. So there it is. We're almost out, and congratulations to everybody as Fubo just goes $8, man. We just took $1.40 on a $6 name. I mean, at some point, greed is good, but it can get the best of you. Just trade it smartly and trade it safely.
Yeah, I've been exiting, re-entering. I just got half out on an 8 break when it tested up to like the 15 level. I'll try to give it some room. Each time it goes up and takes out a fresh high, if you're doing the even dollar breakouts, this is only the second one since 7 that was a clean even dollar break. At some point, there's going to be a rug pull. So scalp out to that 1-to-1, and then if it takes out like a 780, just sort of get out of dodge and try and regroup a little bit later on. But this is, I see a lot of people talking about Chewy as well. Like there's another one. I mean, up 5%, but this stock was down like $3 or $4, caught off like a second life. This is 10 to 12% from the bottom today. So Chewy making a big parabolic move, and that's gotten, if you look at the last little push in there, I mean, I'm not saying short Chewy here, but like you're starting to get a little bit top heavy on a lot of these names. Crazy moves here, guys. This is pretty insane. Although when I look back, I just saw AMC pull back there a little bit. That wicked me out at break even on our last of our entries, and then just jumps right back to the upside. Like this doesn't even want to be done yet. Like it pulls back in, takes out that quarter mark, and is still trying to head higher. So I'm not sure this party is just over yet, guys. Vinco Ventures, however, Vinco broke VWAP there. Managed to hold at $1.15, but it feels like this one might be a little bit done. Look, it opened up after being closed for or halted for a week and a half. So I'm sure there's going to be some activity for the rest of the week on this. But for today, this is definitely one of the weaker ones if you want to even put them in that group.
Oh, Vinco Ventures, yeah. I mean, that was one. I had the same. I think I had the same trade as you, man. We had that off the open. We got a spice trade long at 120. Then we took the halt at one. I mean, I can show it to you. I think. Sorry, I was watching Fubo. I wasn't paying attention. I think it was basically the same thing there. We got long early.
Oh, that was a
took
good
it out there and there, and then there we go, guys.
Oh, that was a good out.
Yeah, we only have 10% left of our order, but we only had 20% to begin with, or a little bit 30%. So out of 20% up there, holding the last little bit. I mean, I got to do as I say, right? So I took it out there. I don't have to. You can follow your own rules, of course. That's what we always say on the show. Be as disciplined as you want, or as risk adverse, etc. Because at the end of the day, it's you trading your money, and that's all that matters, right? I mean, you're the ones hitting the keys. Neil Nyloff will be long one name, I'll be long, he'll be short, even at the same price. I mean, you got to trade your own stuff. See if it makes sense to you, then go for it. All right. So what doesn't make much sense to me is holding Lucid for too much longer. It went up, man. We already took that ride. So where's my electric vehicle thing here? Nope, that's not it. That's what we've been doing today. Oh, there it is. There. So I don't know, man. I don't want to get unplugged on this trade, but at the same time, we're back to like our day's high. So, we did try to short. I'll go over some of the mistakes I made. I did try to short AMD, mistake number one on that one. But you're going to see right here, nice move upside. Look, you guys know me, and Brad said it on this midday show there that he trades a lot of big cap stocks. So do I. I mean, I consider myself. That's pretty much all that I trade. But look at today. BBBY in, BBIG in, Fubo in, Lucid in, NU in, Neo. Yeah, Neo's pretty big cap. In as well. But now the market's fading out a little bit. So watch out. You're trying to approach the 50 period here on the 2 minutes. So we don't want to be too long anything if this is going to breach. So yeah, it's starting to get out. We talked about Neo, still 5 cents in the money. Let's just start to get out of some of these longs now as I talk like that Micro Machine guy. We're just talk to those. So, hey, Sharif, what's up? Congratulations to Sharif, man.
Yeah, great job.
Big show today. Big time, great host. And I hope you guys like Sharif because I know we did.
Yeah, I mean, he's crushing it like we all know he crushes lots of other things, including at the gym, for sure. It's all about that dedication, man. Like, everything in life comes down to discipline. If you've got it, you can make things work. There was probably a few other shorts out there. The one I took was, I keep wanting to say Bed Bath & Beyond. It's BlackBerry. BlackBerry breaking down. I'm going to get some all the way into VWAP here and even try to hold if it breaks VWAP. But that little flush there, and that's why if you're going to re-enter, constantly re-enter the long multiple times, when you get to a parabolic high, I'm always going to have a relatively tight stop. So the move goes up to like 815 or so. I'm going to put my stop below that 8 at about that same amount. It just happens to flush. I'm even favoring the chance to get into some AMC shorts. It was similar to what I did when it made a top before, working into the lower high. I want to see this play off of this 25-50 area. If it starts to fail there can be a short in AMC. But watch out for some of these other ones like that are starting to go here. Like GameStop was pretty good. There was also Revlon is, if you want, come on, load. Revlon was another one. Oh, this is frustrating. Revlon was another one that tried to make a bit of a move here. It had a huge wick top. It never got back to the highs. Anything that went early, didn't make fresh highs when everything was going parabolic, is a bit relatively weak. So Revlon could be another one that if we get a big pullback in some of these names, it's a lower hanging fruit because it's been a little bit more dead to that short side. That's why I picked on BlackBerry. Just didn't feel like there was any reason why it would hold up. We're now back at 7 on Fubo. So Fubo starting to fall in relatively quickly here. BlackBerry, I don't think it's going to give you a dollar move because it never moved a dollar up, so it's not moving a dollar down. 20 to 30 pennies would be more reasonable for something like a BlackBerry. And Tesla, which was down initially when that Neo news came out, it actually made a bit of a move down. It broke back up towards this 930 high, retesting some of these lows. So Tesla been relatively weak all afternoon. This is an important point. It's about flat on the session at 928. It's trying to hold VWAP in the market pullback. If it holds up here, Tesla's sort of primed for a bit of a 935 break toward that 940 high, which failed rather spectacularly this morning. It went to about 944, and then the rest you can see. It was a $40 drop, pretty clean there in Tesla.
So I know there's a lot, like when I just mentioned Sharif there, there's a lot of love, obviously, for Sharif there in the chat. So I just wanted to, people are, there's a lot of different spellings of the name as well. So I just put it in there, C-H-E-R-I-F there. So not like the sheriff. You know, it's Sharif. So I'll put it in there again. Oh, I already missed it. E-R-I-F. So there it is right there. Sharif coming in. So just watch out. C-H-E-R-I-F. Yeah, I just want to make sure we put about that right there in the chat so you guys can give some love to Sharif. So we're really, really happy to have him on the show, and he's been a great addition, obviously. So, and Christopher Holcomb, this is good. I just wanted to see there, you mentioned, and I'm surprised that we didn't have this. Brendan, we've all been super busy today, but here it is right here. Maybe Brendan did say it, and I've just been like, hello, in my own world here. But Fubo had Investor Day that started at 2:30. That's right now. There it is right now. So I don't know if that's confirmed, but I mean, Christopher Holcomb's been on our channel a lot, and obviously I do believe that. So here it is, man. It just fell right back in. I'm going to try one more time here to go a little bit longer on this as it's just moved down. So we'll take a 90 fill here on that move back in. I still want to, I mean, look, if it loses, it loses. It is what it is. We always say that all over again, but we're going to watch out for this 650 break. It looks like here it comes right now. Rug pull right now, 650 coming out. Yeah, we're falling like a rug. I just tried to get AMC 2540. It's at 2480. Like, it just, these things are starting to drop a little bit here. There was a fake hold on Fubo. BlackBerry, obviously, that's going to come in. That's low-hanging fruit. It's going to be obvious. But Bed Bath & Beyond also just absolutely flushing in here, as that's now back to 23. It already looked like it fake halted once, but you're starting to cascade to the downside. I went over, tried to get some costs. Didn't even get that, but holding on to BlackBerry, that's the one I like for the short. It doesn't give you much of a move, but it also gave you an easy entry. It was never going to take out that high without these going parabolic. We're halting on Bed Bath & Beyond is halting right now. 2261 downward halt. No, I didn't get no fills. Boo. So I'm looking at my tape on Bed Bath & Beyond, and it was all dark pools printing on the offer. So if you were trying to catch that fill on Bed Bath & Beyond. Boss X. Did you try anything?
Edge A.
Oh, you did try one, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, like, what'll end up happening is there is a chance to catch these if you hit on the offer. Like, you cannot hit the bid. You can get on the offer when it's going into a down haul. That's about it. But the market is starting to come in heavily as well. Like, look at Amazon. Amazon, which was churning, is pulling right back into this pre-market breakout high, which I decided to go long in front of with a 144.50 stop. I'm like, okay, the market's trending up. No, everything is coming down really heavily here. I can't believe
something that
BlackBerry's the only short I have right now. You got to be kidding me. Really, BlackBerry?
Did something hit? Like, I don't have any shorts right now.
Pull.
We're gonna try AMD here on the short, but not for very long. If this takes out $100.50, then we'll get out. Like I said, we already shorted AMD once there, and we just lost basic on it, but we did make some money and then got taken out on the majority of our shares there. We're gonna try it one more time in case there is something happening, obviously, here on the market. So, all right, I just want to take, okay, there it is. Darn. So we tried one last bit. Obviously, we're not going to give up our day on Fubo right there, but we just tried it and it did not work. So I'm just going to refresh everything. The market is coming off here a little bit, obviously. So we tried it one more time. Didn't work. So that's long at 66. Out on the 50 break. So it's like a 30-cent hit if you include that 90 plus the 60s, actually less than that. But there it is, breaking through 50. Hey, maybe there's life back in Fubo again at some point, but I feel like it's got to break 7 before we test that one more time. And yeah, look, we went into AMD. It's starting to work a little bit. Let's just see if it goes back down to VWAP here. And first exit on this will be 100. It's too bad because that Bed Bath & Beyond really tried to get that short. I'm glad at least we tried.
Nah, there was no chance.
Exactly. So
like, you can tell by how big and quickly the offer piles up. Like, if you're not one of the first people to sit on the offer, your chances of getting the fill are next to nil. Look at Nvidia here. Like, it's not just the memes, man. This is like the top that just got made in the NASDAQ. It's pulling back into support here. If it can hold this support, then maybe I got a shot with this Amazon trade. But you're now blowing through. You were positive a third, and now you're down negative a third in a matter of just minutes here. That was a 15-minute chart. But this was a huge rug pull. Right now, the tap, so the theoretical auction price on Bed Bath & Beyond, is essentially opening up flat. Yeah. Like 22.50. It halted at 22.61. It's looking like it wants to open at 22.50. So not a heck of a lot in terms of where it's going. But the ones that are still open, like I'm looking at UAMC here, This just pulled back into 25, even into VWAP, bouncing back off 25. Like, there is a bit of a bid coming into a few of these names, probably waiting to see where we open up on Bed Bath & Beyond. If that keeps on cratering, I'd expect a few of these are going to follow suit. Like I said, I only have the one to the short side, and we'll see when I don't want to take another one short unless we get Bed Bath & Beyond open back up.
I mean, I'm just trying to trade like, trying to find some deals right now, because that's a nice little move to the downside here. We did not capture AMD at a Hyundai. We should have, but we didn't. We're going to wait to see if there's anything about this. Down to VWAP will be my first out for AMD, so I just got to put, actually I already have a bid there. Let me put it again. What is that VWAP? This is 80s? I have a bid at 90s. Okay, it is 90s, so okay. I'm going to cancel that 80 bid, actually, because I was at 80. I'll put one at 90 now. Cancel my 80 and see if that works. Okay, another name that we've just sort of spit in the face of, which sucks, because, again, we only had 20% left, but look at PayPal, basically a direct line down right now, so we'll sit in front of it and take the bid.
That was nuts.
I don't know what else to do. I mean, if the market continues to fall, that's fine. Our AMD will cash out and this won't. We're only going to be in this. Okay, here we go. So we are starting to fall down. I feel like was there
to
no
bring the
news?
market down is crazy.
That's like a big move down right there. I mean, look at the futures here. This is more than a rug pull, like, on stocks that don't really, like, the NASDAQ's not affected by Fubo or Bed Bath & Beyond or anything like that. Like, well, it's not. I mean, I don't know. But maybe it's just a sentiment overall. Like, if retail's pulling their money out of the market, I mean, maybe this is what it is. But okay, we're going to watch PayPal off that bottom that it just made, basically a break of 70, and we'll be out of this one. We're just playing off this level right here. So we're kind of, there it is. So we broke. So there it is. We broke. And
I got stopped at the same time you got stopped in PayPal, exact same second I got out of Amazon. Same thing. They both broke at the same moment.
Oh, man. Yeah. So
this is it's accelerating to the downside.
You know what? It sucks to get stopped out of something and then not capture profit on your short.
Yeah, like, it almost feels like one of those situations where, like, I'm not saying that the meme stocks or the squeeze stocks caused the pull down, but there was like this risk off moment that you were already making highs and starting to reverse off of them. And then it was like one thing just fell after the other. You get the big move down in Bed Bath & Beyond, and then suddenly other risk levels started to get hit there, and it was almost like a cascade effect as it came down. It's just one of those situations where if you happen to be in a short trade, you couldn't help but win. I just wish I'd had, like, other shorts to look at. Like, cost should have been one. Like, I paid for locates on cost. It's still on the NASDAQ. I should have just been sitting in this because it was barely going relative to the others, and you could have played off of that short. Even new, like, this was cruising that NU.
Yeah.
Like, new, it's sliding down, but it didn't care what the market was doing. It was kind of hanging off that top, looking like it was about to break, and then it goes off those highs as well. For you, Fahad, Veru still strong. Well, actually, pulling back a little bit here, up 17%. So everything just looks like they tapered off a little bit here. I think there's going to be bids to be had. Like, I feel if that's all it was, I mean, I was putting in that 144.50 on Amazon. The retail was strong.
Yeah.
Amazon was churning from those lows, and 144. Like, I go to when in doubt, zoom out. I mean, this is our 144 level here. If we're going to bounce, it was right here. So I think what I want to do is have this calm down, go sideways a bit, and then try and play off that long. Meanwhile, Bed Bath & Beyond just opened. I do want to cover that. Open back up. As we said, open flat. So it's trying to test and hold above that, this halt price. It's like when you halt down, last time it halted down, it tried to hold below the halt. It rejected it immediately for a bit of a long entry. This time it's not exactly rejecting it immediately. We're actually holding a little bit below. If it takes out a fresh high, it'll have some room to run, obviously just how far that rug pull was. And there might be some re-entries in your other names there, like maybe a Fubo or an AMC, which is about 25. Yeah. That held VWAP, it looks like, so 25 could be entry on AMC if we hold or break this high on Bed Bath & Beyond. So after a halt down, not exactly making another step just yet.
I'm looking at this. I think it's a long at 24 break. I mean, I don't. This is a 2-minute range. I mean, right here is 24. So looking to see if we get back up there. I mean, that's a little ways away. So let's not get too carried away. But I don't mind that break if it gets back up to $24. It was just down, like they say, I mean, today it wasn't really up like an escalator, down like an elevator, because it was also up like an elevator, down like an elevator. So today that is what that is. We did get back into PayPal though. We still are on our AMD, or sorry, our AMD short, yes. But it's PayPal that we went back into the long now. So let's see if that can get us back into the mid 90s or so. And then maybe we'll take a piece, well, we will take a piece out in the mid 90s here on PayPal, as we're back just long at 84 again. Just seeing if that was sort of like that wick bottom. And I just talked myself into it. I mean, if the market is going to fall like that, and I don't see anything coming across. So I mean, we could be wrong and this market tanks and Tank City the rest of the day. And if it does, we'll get out of the way. I mean, we have the AMD short. This PayPal's going to come out if we break that last leg one more time down there. So a breaking of 60 and we'll get out of this name. But PayPal will try to go for a run, but AMD is going for a run right now. So there's the short for us, right back down to VWAP. We said we'd try to hold for it. We did, and we got a piece out. Now let's see if we can hold for this bottom, what's been respected before, 99.60 here on AMD. I'm going to put my bid right now.
Like, part of that move also felt like there was bid capitulation. Like the algos that make markets just stopped making markets to the same degree, and that's what it felt like looking at the tape. Because when I got into Amazon, I looked over, I'm like, that's not what Amazon looked like 5 minutes ago in terms of liquidity. I think it's still dying. Bed Bath & Beyond is trying its best. I know you said 24. It did not just make this move on Bed Bath & Beyond. I've been staring at it, and it's been holding solidly below 23.40. This is actually holding off of that high. It did not make a break of that 24 area at all. If anything, it's going in the other direction. And as it does, it just broke lower. I'm going to get some AMC here short, because if it's making another capitulation to a potential halt, I got to find something that isn't simply BlackBerry to be into the short of. Watching this go down, and then jumping over into AMC, which is consolidating here.
Oh my God.
So AMC, I can give this to like 25.15 to get in as Bed Bath & Beyond is tanking, and then work it to the downside in case we get a halt down, and then I play the sympathy play. So always have an idea of if there's a group of stocks that are following each other, like understand where you want to flip to. If you miss that initial move, you can always jump over and then play that sympathy play. And it's not, I'm not saying it's a free money trade, but it's a high probability trade where you might be able to structure it a heck of a lot easier, even if it only plays VWAP. Like that's short at 25 into 80s, and your risk is just barely above 15 or barely above 10s here, if not to 15. So Bed Bath & Beyond now at 21.5 and falling. I'm just looking to see if AMC can break VWAP and then maybe retest those 24s from earlier.
I don't know why I thought I had AMC shortable shares. I just punched 25 short and got rejected, obviously.
They should be free, but
no shortable shares. So I just had to pay for them. They're like less than 1 cent. Like, it's amazing that they're not just free.
As close to free without being
Because, like, I just cost myself... Anyways, who cares? But anyways, there it is, man. That AMC short was about as easy as it can be, and I'm glad at least Neil talked about that with you guys, because there it is right there for AMC. And you know what? That was a good idea also. You know, you don't need shortable shares to trade AMD, and there it is right there on that nice little move down. So we just trade that, bang that to the downside. AMD starting to make moves now back in, so there it is right there. And in that market downturn, we just went right over to AMD. It took down the 50 period. We shorted that at $100.25 first take right here at a Hyundai. Next take right at this bottom right there. So we'll see. See how it held out right there? We'll see if it can hold out again. Next level here, I guess we just go. I'm just using support and resistance right now, down to 99. I guess that's 99.30. We can look at 98.80 if this market really continues to fall down. Just wondering what is leading this and why is this happening? Look no further than this big guy right here. Look at Apple. Apple has just bled to the downside here from 174 straight line all the way down to its day's low. So Apple definitely seems to be, anyways, leading this charge to the downside as the NASDAQ collapses. Apple having no love on a bounce back at all. But it's really AMD that is now 80 cents in the money and continuing to go down. That's, I mean, you go over to the names that you know are going to move when the market moves, and we did exactly that with AMD.
And that's what you have to do. I'm seeing, and you know what, this is a good point. It could simply just be that you had some momentum moves in, like someone's saying it's the Dow. You can look at the SPY rejecting its 200. This chart doesn't want to load up, but you guys see where I'm getting at. It seems like there was potentially, it was just about several individual indexes failing simple moving averages. Now, I think the timing of it probably, it didn't hurt that you would get that. Yeah, it's crazy. It's down at 19.
Like, your AMC should be absolutely tanking.
But the thing is, AMC, like the
It's
first
halting.
move
Do we go
down, it's
short
halting
here?
down.
Do we go short?
No,
fake
no halt, no halt.
I mean, do we go short on this halt? It's going to halt again. That's really the question is, do we go short on this? Oh, that's AMC I'm looking at right now. Do we go short on this Bed Bath? Why did it not short that rate? Why? How did that resist the halt and then went lower there?
The band does reset.
It must have just reset because now it might halt to the upside, man. I mean, we just ticked down to I mean, if it has to go up, we just ticked down to 1880. So you add $2 to 1820 and change, you're gonna halt upside right now. So you got to watch out for this. There's just so much happening, man. If it does halt upside, though, isn't that when we want to get in? Here it goes. I mean, this should halt now, should it? It should halt very, very soon if the math is correct. 1880 bottom, 10% up on 1880 is $2. That's 2080. So we're getting pretty damn close. What's up, Brendo?
Big move down the whole market here. A lot going on, guys. But quickly, Equifax, EFX made a push to the downside here as well. The SEC just coming out charging 3 people with insider trading around the recent Equifax breach.
Yeah, actually, one of the problems I always find with using a 3-minute chart is it's harder to go back and look at halts and then figure out like the 5-minute if you're doing the math. But if it tries to halt back to the upside, that's usually a good entry. Like you get successive down halts or sometimes one down halt, like that first up move, which can be an up halt, is definitely a play. If it does go into an up halt, it goes without saying, I'm punching out of AMC. Even if AMC breaks 25, like it's making a bottom here in Bed Bath & Beyond. And AMC, for all of the fact that it was a pretty good dump off there, it then found a bid at 24.20 and is coming right back into 25. That's why you want to make sure you're getting out because it was Bed Bath & Beyond that was tanking.
It should be
AMC
halting.
just fall. It's not halting upside either. It's not halting upside to the either, but that's kind of crazy. So we'll see. I'm not really sure. Sometimes these halt band, these rules,
there you go.
There's a little bit of discretion with them every now and then.
I'm taking a Fubo long through 650. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, the thing that I don't understand about this is like, how come all of the meme stocks go at like the same time? Like, I mean,
Algos.
No, I know. It's just
because I think
crazy. Like, how is it that much volume?
It's the market making. So essentially, like it's the same types of market makers, algos that provide bid ask would do it on the same types of stocks.
Right.
So like the meme stocks, it's probably all the same ones. And if one starts going down, well, they're not going to sit on the bid. So as it's going strong, they don't mind being on the bid, helping the stock go up and whatnot, and in applying that liquidity. But when one flushes, what's the first thing that happens? They're like, uh-oh, Bed Bath & Beyond's flushing. And then all of those bids that were there on a stock doing 60 million shares, they just start going to the wayside, and you get an acceleration downside. I'm now out of an AMC as far as I'm concerned. Like, that was a pretty big recovery in Bed Bath & Beyond, halt or not. So all it could give you off that 25, it ends up going down to like 24.40 and reversing. BlackBerry, I don't care. Like,
I'm just waiting for it to halt.
Bed Bath & Beyond could get back to 28, and BlackBerry is probably a safe short because it didn't really do much anyways. But we are looking for Bed Bath & Beyond. If it goes into a halt up, you'll probably be able to punch something else long if you can't get this one.
Man, I'm having like, I mean, I'm fine. I'm not having anything.
Well,
I'm
watching
this. Like, I'm waiting for this to halt. Like, I don't understand. I thought it would have halted twice. Like, you know what? We really got to talk to the developers and get our halt bands in here because I don't understand why it's not halting right now. Because what is it? 10% in a minute?
Well, it depends on price of stock. For this price of stock, it should be 10. It should be 10, but it is a moving target, right? Like, if it resists the halt state, and then it should reset. And then probably make a bit of a new low there. Either way, it's going to the upside right now. And it looks like there's going to be a bit of a bounce if we can catch it. Don't want to ignore what's going on. Some other names in the market here, just to throw them at you here. As the market came down pretty heavily, Tesla's consolidating off 916. I was trading some Google, and just worth noting, that went all the way down to 121 and working its way back up. If the market continues lower, some of these stocks might be good that were weak earlier to go short off of VWAP here. I got my eyes on Google at about 120, 150 just in case, but it is hard not to pay attention and focus on these meme stocks. I mean, Apple went down as well. I mean, pretty much everything fell. I can't find too many things that stayed to the upside, unless, of course, now Walmart even came back into VWAP, so pretty much everything came down.
I'm just getting my order out here. I mean, I don't want to get completely screwed, but I mean, as Bed Bath & Beyond starts to fall back a little bit here, as it's giving up a little bit on this move. That's a 2-minute chart. I did go over and I did kind of the kneel trade here because I was watching AMC as well, and like, as Bed Bath & Beyond falls, I do want to short AMC because again, we just talked about like the correlation between one falling and the other falling and so on and so forth. So we'll go short here against 25.10. This is not, don't at me apes or anything like that. This is just like a play on what's happening. Oh, Fubo. Oh, I got into Fubo. So I don't want to be, I'm just noticing that right now. I must have got into one and out of the other. There goes Fubo again, trying to make that move. I'm going to get out. I'm going to get lighter on Fubo right there. It is. Okay, so we just got out at 47 there on Fubo. I want to get a little bit lighter because being short AMC and long Fubo is not going to work in my world right now. So we'll have to wait to see. We did take a piece out there just for flat on Fubo. We're long at 52. We got out 47. That's about as flat as it can be. So let's just watch out. I'm a little bit nervous about being short AMC and long Fubo. That doesn't make any sense. So we'll watch out for that. But for right now, everything's just kind of back and forth on these names. I'm sorry if you guys are here to trade something else, but hit the like button.
Oh, man,
look, if you guys like the low floats, man, hit the like button because we're here. We're pretty much covering everything and talking about strategies and whatnot as it goes. A big thank you to Jose one more time. BCAB, yeah, we'll have to, Jose, honestly, we'll look at all this kind of stuff for you in a minute, but right now my eyes are firmly on everything that we have. I have AMD, AMC, Fubo, and Nubank, so lots of stuff being held. There goes Bed Bath & Beyond back up to the upside, so I do expect to get cracked out of this AMC short because there it goes, man. Bed Bath & Beyond trying to go again, 2150, that bottom of 1850, trying to be respected right now, but wow, what a move down, man. That thing was 28 bucks, man. And made to move down to 19. This is like month moves, man, not 30-minute moves. But here we go again. We make money moves, like Cardi B says. Here goes AMC right back up to that top again.
Yeah, it's testing that's that 25, man. Like I want to, the second there's a turn down in Bed Bath & Beyond, I just want to repeat the exact same trade if I can. But look, BCAB, pretty crazy as well. It's about a 15% short float. This held up pretty well as everything came off there. If you didn't break down any channels, like you're holding a top here at 12 even, as it comes off, it holds a higher low. That's strong. And like as long as, yes, it pulled back, but it did not hold off that higher low. I mean, I just remember the last time I tried to trade this one on a consolidation back, I got in on the way back down before it consolidated. So always understand the liquidity, or if it has a big spread here about 5 to 10 cents at a time. You really want to see it consolidate first and then try to work along instead of just anticipating, oh, it's going to bounce off 8 when it made this move. I didn't, and then got stopped out on the way back down. The way to look at that trade here would be, if it wants to consolidate here at 11, well, then just sort of play it off of 11 as it's hanging on here, throw your stop beneath, or if you want to wait till like 10:50, allow it to break down, settle down for a few minutes or so, and then work it. But it does have, I'm looking at a 3-cent spread. I've seen at times 10 cents on this, despite the fact it's an $11 stock doing $5 million in volume. Still a little bit of a spread involved there. And Fubo ain't dead, man. These are all, they're all climbing. 22 looks like the level break on Bed Bath & Beyond. The halt band apparently is at 2260 or 2256. I don't know if that's still true, but 22 even has been resistance on Bed Bath & Beyond. If it gets back above that, I mean, there's a long breakout on AMC. There's a long breakout potentially on Fubo. I'll probably work into more short on BlackBerry if all these happen, but the longs could come in with a 22 break of Bed Bath & Beyond.
All right, so, apes, you win. Like I said on Ozark there, we got out, man. We went short at 90 there, out at 10, so 20-cent hit. Okay, worth it for us, though, on that one because we do have the Fubo long, so this is starting to work out for us. Remember, we punched long 50. We took more at 58 when that broke as well, going back up to the upside. So let's see if this continues to work. My next offer is at 70, although it's kind of grinding up. I mean, why even at 70? Let's just go to 69 or something. Let's just take a 67 bid offer. There it is. So yes, sir. Nice one, man. It's a hot dog kind of day today. Welcome to the fairgrounds, baby. I mean, it seems like this is what's happening now as all these names, like back, forth, and around. Like, look at that. We just got a 66 out for Fubo, or 68 out, sorry, for Fubo right there, and then it cranks right back down in. So, wow, this is just such an exciting day, Brendo. What's up, bud?
Seeing as how there's been a few today, let's give you a little refresher, guys, on these halt rules, shall we? So there's something called the ATPR, which is the acceptable trading price range. So if a stock trades outside of the acceptable trading price range within a 5-minute period or 15 seconds as well, then they're halted for 5 minutes period. So the ATPR is a volatility trigger where shares exceed 5% of the ATPR Tier 1 national market system for 30 seconds between 9:45 and 3:30 p.m. It's more complicated than it needs to be, but trust me when I say. So it depends on the price, it depends on the volatility of the individual stock, but if they trade outside of that average price range within that time period, that's when the halts come. How they calculate that seems to be a bit of a mystery.
It's worth keeping in mind, though, like I know a lot of traders that you might have access to this. You can check with your broker just to see if you do. At times, you can get that piped in to certain platforms where you might even see like a halt band and a representation of that on a level 2 or potentially a chart, which can be a useful tool. And what's also useful, by the way, is having a community that doesn't let us miss much, because there's a stock that's almost up 100% that just made a bounce and looks like it's going, GBOX, that just got brought to our attention here. I'm looking for something relatively strong that might not have reacted as ridiculously to those moves, and GBOX looks like one. Watch for a 250 break, but I'll play this off VWAP as well. I just feel like it did not make much of a flush and was already off its highs when this whole thing happened. So I'm not saying it's immune to what was going on there, but it wasn't reacting the same way, which might make it a safer long on volatility.
Ooh, are we having fun yet or what? I mean, we just got back into AMC on a 25 break, so we're trying to make that money back, which we are, so that's good. Hopefully that can come back in a little bit right there. Oh man, like this is, you never know. I mean, like yesterday, the last couple of days, remember, we're like, oh, it's picking flowers here on AMC and so on and so forth. And then right now it's like, whoa, thrown around. So well, obviously we're still positive on Fubo, but I mean, we've just been getting thrown around a little bit, spending fees, losing gross back and forth here as it takes down that 50 again and we get out. So I feel like we got to hold out for something, and it can't just be scalping right now. You're gonna, I mean, you could scalp if it goes enough in the money for you. But what I'm saying is like, if you're gonna pick quick outs, you're probably gonna get stopped a little bit quicker than you think. So that's been happening to me on Fubo, not quicker than I think, but just these moves are not really right now what you want in this name, because we're all holding out hope for either big moves up or down and not just these little scalp trades, right? So just be very careful. And on that note, so we did take 10 cents there on AMC because that's been about the risk profile, but we only got out of 20%. So that if it rips back up, I'm going to lose on 80%. And that's the whole point of what I'm getting at. You got to be very, very specific about your trades and understand that, hey, put the right amount of shares on so that you can either hold it for it to make a move like this, or you know, you're going to get stopped out, because you don't want like to look at your net and be like, oh my God, I'm losing too much money. You want to be able to stay, or making too much money. The latter is a little bit of a better problem. But you know, you want to be able to say, okay, if this happens, am I comfortable getting out at this level? Am I comfortable taking profit at this level? So that's kind of what I'm doing here with AMC. And with that being said, before we go to Brendan, just quickly, I'm letting this go a little bit higher. So 25.20 here on AMC. I'm not just going to get out on a 10 break like I did last time. So with that being said, let's go over to Brendan.
I wanted to clarify, guys. There's some people still a little bit confused. Essentially, take a 5-minute period of trading, find the average price. If the stock trades 5% away from that average for 15 seconds, it gets halted. That's essentially it. And then there's tier 2, which is 15, then 20% as well. But an average price within 5 minutes, 15 seconds away on a 5% range from that, the stock gets halted.
There you go. And like, I love the clarification too. It's just one of these, you can always be learning something in the markets. Whether you trade these types of things or not, it's just good to have that information, because all of a sudden you could be trading something which doesn't usually hold much. The right or wrong news comes out and you're faced with that situation. Here's a rollover again. So this is 22 on Bed Bath & Beyond, and it is rejecting that level one more time here. I'll be late to it, but I don't really mind it. If we're going to roll over, I'm going to jump into AMC again. I can't get more, I mean, I could. I'm looking at BlackBerry here and saying, I could just decide, the last out was here about 698. I might just start playing this off 7 even, or about VWAP here at 702, just to have something which has shown no signs. Like the bounce in BlackBerry was 698 to 701 and now headed back downside. If there is a down halt or a big capitulation candle that happens in some of these meme names again, I just think this is the low-hanging fruit. It was doing absolutely nothing when these other ones were making continuous highs and going parabolic. So that's what I want to jump into. It is worth remembering what's going on in the overall market as well, everybody. This is the NASDAQ still holding close to that recent low that we just made, about 13,580. We bounced off of it, made a little bit of a retracement, but we are still trending back to that downside. We're headed right back toward those lows. So you had a rejection in the overall market, you had a rejection in the meme names as well, and now it's just about jumping into that party and finding something that you can short. I feel like I will be to the close short on BlackBerry at least. Maybe I'm not throwing it into the auction or anything, but that G box, I kept thinking, okay, well, everything is coming down. Oh, there'll be a pullback. It'll come back to me here in the 30s and the 40s, close to view up. Nope, no chance. It's already broken 250, now headed up to 260. So at least half of it was right, that it didn't feel like this is a name that was going to be beholden to the pullback happening in these other squeeze stocks. However, still need to just get into the damn trade instead of waiting for a better price. This is definitely off to the races. I'll try to jump in front of 250. This is strong momentum. And then watch out for a top break on GBOX. I'm not sure there's much of anything else that's profiling for a breakout at the high this late in the session other than this name here. Of course, we still have like 50 minutes to go. Plenty of time for it to be able to go a little bit further, right? And it's all about the catalyst sometimes as well. And we talk about this all the time, like NU, and yes, NU came back a little bit, NU did pull back, certainly, but it's holding up pretty well. Why? It had earnings behind it, right? So sometimes you get something that reported, whether good or bad, but a positive report, it's going to hold up a little stronger. If it's not just, oh, it has a big short interest, it's getting squeezed, getting squoze or squeezed, then maybe you want to lean into it a little bit less when you're buying at those highs. But GovX just feels like it's in a different bucket today, kind of how NU is as well. I'm now back into AMC. As long as we're below 22, which we are on Bed Bath & Beyond, I always check over just in case. Trust me, you pull your eyes away from that stock, it could be $1 higher. You never really know, but it is holding at 21 and heading lower here. I just feel like if it breaks 20 even, I don't know how these other meme names, like I don't understand why they'd hold up if you get that big of a rug pull in Bed Bath & Beyond. So if 20 breaks, I feel like this should be retesting to the downside. I think BlackBerry is low-hanging fruit, so I'm going to keep going back to that one. I was just able to get some shares there off of 98. It ticked down a little bit, but I'll be adding to this in front of about 7 to 705.
All right, what's up? I got to give a big shout out to Shane, one of our traders. I just saw, he's always buying this coffee every morning. So
is that Shane?
Yeah, his name is Shane. Yeah, I just asked Greg there, so shout out to Shane.
Which is amazing. Like, that's pretty cool.
He's buying
like,
those
the box of Tim Hortons
there for everybody on the floor is very, very kind of him.
Really,
we do have coffee here, but it's just a perked coffee. So, but Tim Hortons, thank you. Shout out to that product placement. Anybody that works at Tim Hortons, holler at your boy or any of us, and we will see about a sponsor. No, just joking around. Hey, if you want to sponsor, sure. Well, I think we could do some product placement stuff there. I just did it right
I'll have
now.
a Tim Hortons.
I just did it right now. For free. Damn.
First of all, like you could probably just you could just give me a fritter a day, and I'll probably say whatever the hell you want.
Right, like it doesn't even have to be negotiated, really.
Like I know, like literally a fritter. Like I just, I love apple fritters. Like it's just one of those things. Like come on, man, they're tasty, they're delicious. These markets are. Someone's just saying, what should we expect tomorrow? It's hard for me to think that I came in yesterday thinking we're going to have some. I thought we'd have some shorts in the market yesterday, and the market ended up being strong, and it looked like the market would push. After that little rug pull we saw, it's hard for me not to think about shorts tomorrow morning again. We do get lows after market.
Yep.
Are they before? They might be before the market tomorrow, actually. But we get some more retail numbers coming through. You saw how strong they were today. Lowe's already warned about it, that it could be bad, and it's somebody else as well. We'll get to those a little bit later on in the session, but that's going to be the tail of the tape because retail held up so well all day long, and I tried to flip over like Home Depot and a mixed report up 4%. If the next couple come to that downside after we just had this rug pull, well, you could see some downward pressure. Like we just had major rejections of key levels on the SPY, and apparently the Dow, I don't really look at the Dow much, but someone said it in the chat, so I'm sure you're right. So it might be time for a little bit of a pullback after the strong moves we've been seeing. But retail was driving us the bus early on. If that comes downside tomorrow, it'll be hard for the market to hold up.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to
G-Box
adjust
is
some of my
gone.
charts here as we go. All right. Yeah, so we have AMC short. I mean, I'm trying to find some new trades there. Tesla's down to 917 right now. That could be a name that you want to look at to trade. Just looking here, if there's anything that you guys are looking at, nah, not yet.
G-Box is gone.
Yeah, I mean, AMD is still 40 cents in the money. We did get that little low take. Was debating averaging or taking this name as well against that $100.20. I actually like that trade, so I think that this is a name that we can get into as well. We'd like to see it go upside a little bit more from here so that we can get a little bit closer to where we are. But if we can come up to $100.05, I mean, that's good enough for me to short AMD. And again, as long as we're under the 50 period here and this market has given it up a little bit, I just don't really see it rallying back. I mean, I've been having short bias for a long time, and I want to thank a couple of you there, SneakerCon and everybody else that was messaging me, talking about what kind of a great morning they had. Thank you, I did see them. We've been really busy, and I haven't been able to address too many of those messages, but thank you so much for the shorts earlier on today. Yeah, I mean, you're welcome. I mean, we had some big trades on, including Meta that we had short here at 179, all the way down here to 177. Possibly a Meta short coming in again off that VWAP right now. And then we had Microsoft. I mean, Microsoft's my net number one name here, as we really shorted this name. We gave some up there, but then went long and got out, so kind of back and forth. That just collapsed as well. We talked about Apple falling down. It looks like they all kind of went. I mean,
AMC's coming back.
Yeah, and here comes AMD. Yeah, AMC's going to be a good one, man. We're still short at 96 here.
Yeah, it just broke VWAP now, so as I check over, and it's like I wanted shares above 7, so I wanted some shares in BlackBerry above 7, but if they start breaking down again, I'm going to pick those wherever we can happen to get them. So I'm adding to BlackBerry pretty much off of VWAP. GovX, for the first time here on that move to the upside, is starting to pull back a little bit. It just got up to, if this doesn't want to load, or G-Box, sorry. I typed in GovX and now it's loading slowly, but G-Box is what I meant there, guys. G-Box gets up and tests that double top or triple top at 280. Now it's pulling back into that 250 level. So I was waiting for a dip. This is a pretty big one, but I still like VWAP on this name. And there we go, it loaded up. I sort of shifted away, and it's coming back to the prices that we tried to get the first time. So I'll try to get this dip into 240. Here it comes. Ooh, see, we just talked about these halt bands. And I'm like, oh, Neil, you just went long right in front. If it does get to VWAP here, there is the chance that G-Box could pull a halt. So I got to be really careful. As a matter of fact, I might just slip it at 240 because you can like a price, but it's how quickly it comes to that price and the manner in which it trades down there that does matter, Brendo.
Worth a look at this maybe late in the day, guys. There's the social media sentiment board right now. It's worth noting. Fubo down here. Yeah, it's gray, first of all, so no clear direction as far as sentiment on comments being made. But I did note that on certain stock-related sites, it is #1 across the board, but not as big of a box at this point this afternoon where Best Buy, I did it again. Bed Bath & Beyond is by far the largest along with AMC, but a little more neutral sentiment coming into play right now.
That isn't, you know what? I make that mistake probably more than anybody on this show. I don't like it's just it'll happen, man. Like I'm looking at Boeing and I call it Alibaba. I already called BlackBerry Bed Bath & Beyond here today, and I'm sure I'll do it before the close again. But thank you, Brendan. I love the social sentiment thing. It's like it's such a good representation of what is going on, and sometimes it drives these moves. So very fortunate there that G-Box, despite how crazy that wick was at the top and how big that move is down. This is a 3-minute chart, by the way. It's not a 1 minute, so it's probably not as crazy as it looks if it's on that 1 minute. But either way, it does bounce off that 240. That was the original prices we were trading up to. I tried to get some at 230 on the way up. I just got some out in front of 50s. I'll take some out on the north side. How you get into position does matter. When it does that kind of a rollover like this, a lot of times I'm going to say to myself, tighter stop and allow it to settle down. Like it gets below 240, I'll get out, and I want it to consolidate. If it consolidates and goes sideways, tries to put in another sort of higher low off the morning trend, fair enough. But this hadn't done a capitulation candle that whole time while the other names came down, and then suddenly it rejected the high in pretty spectacular fashion. I still prefer the shorts in these other meme names as long as Bed Bath & Beyond's below 22, so I'm going to continue to go over to that well. But if we get back up to 280 or close to it, that is very tempting for a short trade, although I'm guessing I have to pay for them anyways.
I'm just looking. I mean, we went back into Bed Bath & Beyond right here. So, I mean, what's these bottoms? I mean, like $20.50. I mean, I'm just going to put a bid down there in case we get there, in case it flushes. Because I don't want to get out right away on this trade. So I feel like this is something. I'm hearing something ticking in my.
I hear the same thing. I hear it ticking.
What is that, Sharif? Oh, that's Sharif?
Someone's cleaning a...
No, I don't know what it was. Anyways, that's fine. It's all good. We're very sensitive to sounds here, apparently. I don't really know why. Okay, so I just want to talk about Bed Bath & Beyond quickly here. If it does go back down to that 2050 level, that's something right there that we've kind of respected a little bit. I think we could do that. And then a breakthrough 20. The last couple times we did it, man, we went right to 19. So to me, that's definitely worth looking at. There goes Fubo. Damn it. Someone in the background just yelled out, there goes Fubo. So yeah, there it goes again. Nice little trade there on Fubo. Anybody that bought it. Again, like I said, we were back and forth on that name. I'm still excited about the trade. I mean, I think it's been a good one today. We do have this Bed Bath & Beyond that's starting to go back to the upside right now. AMC not. AMC's going the other way, going back upside because we're short on that name. So let's get out. I'm going to get out one more piece here at 83 if I can. There we go. So just to take another piece out on this short, just in case we do rip up, because again, we are long Bed Bath & Beyond. It just went to 50 there, or 45 or so, and then now it just dropped again. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like the moves are probably, what time is it, 3:15? I don't know, man. I mean, we are getting very patient waiting for 2050 right now, but I mean, just like we just got out of some AMC there at what, 87 I said? Or what was that price? Yeah, 82? Like now it just dropped to 77.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
I think you got to try to be patient here, and I don't know, play some of these games. I mean, if Bed Bath & Beyond breaks 20, then we want to get out of it for sure, but I don't know, man. Are these moves done? I guess we'll have to see.
It feels like you're in chop zones across the board, man.
Like 19?
Like I'm looking over, Fubo broke out a little bit, but that's a 30-cent range. AMC, I want to call it like a 25-cent range the last little bit. Like there's not much happening, so I'm hesitant to be too aggressive adding to some of these. Just wanted to pull up Meta here for a second because I saw someone saying in the chat, or throwing this name in the chat. And this is like Google where it broke VWAP. Obviously everything flushed, right? Like 181, the entire market came down. But you get back into VWAP and now you have this tight range. I mean, if we do decide that we're heading back to the upside here, that's kind of nice and clean through 179 here. If the market, which it is trying to go back to the upside, the ES is actually positive right now, just barely. And the NASDAQ is again bouncing off of those lows after that little capitulation flush. So 179 looks pretty enticing there on Meta. We do have at least 20 minutes until the imbalances come out. Sorry, 30 minutes until the imbalances come out. So there's plenty of time here in Power Hour for the market to try to put a recovery on, whether or not the meme stocks head back to the upside, which at this point seems a little bit suspect. Like they're going sideways long enough that they could still have a leg, but that fall was so big, usually you get more rubber band action. Sort of slapping back up, which we didn't see in Bed Bath & Beyond. So if the market recovers, I'd like to have a long somewhere in a bigger tech name. I tried Amazon and lost on the way down. I'm liking this Meta at 179. Just needs to break out from that price. It's pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at AMD, sorry. I'm going to change this to a much longer time frame here, maybe a 30-minute or so on the NASDAQ down here right now, just to get a little bit of a better view. Obviously, it's going to have to load up for us and see, but I just want to, where are we in the thick of things here as this market? We just got to settle down a little bit, try to regroup. I think sometimes that's the best thing that you can do, sit on your hands a little bit and let's just have a look. So, I mean, if this market, we're close to breaking, right? I mean, we broke earlier here today down to the downside. We talked about that, trying to take out some of these levels. But, we've really respected this 13,700 on the NASDAQ. So I feel like until we break that, the short's probably going to be good in the NASDAQ. But we're not trading futures. We're trading individual names. So, we could trade futures. But this little break right here, this is really what we're excited for. 13,500. 581. So we're not too far away from that. I mean, that's the bottom of the day here now, or at least of this move over the last hour. If we could take that out, it coincides with this, then maybe we do test some of these bottoms again. So I feel like sometimes that is the best thing to do, is just have a quick look and where are we, maybe on a wider range here, on a longer time period. So the NASDAQ is what it is. We're going to hold on to some of these shorts. AMC is pulling back in again, so our best out on AMC is 65. We are short on this name right now, and I did change my mind. I'm not doing anything on this. I'm going to hold this Bed Bath & Beyond. Obviously, it's going down here. We're out of the money 60 cents, 50 cents. 40 cents. I mean, it keeps changing. I'm going to wait until we test down here somewhere 1930, 1940. Like, I mean, I'll hold this. We'll average in. Here it comes. So we're going to average in on this. We do have the AMC short, which is going to print for us. But here comes Bed Bath & Beyond. We're going to wait around 19. I have a bid out right now, 1940. So a good year, I guess not, but we'll wait until that comes through here.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not a great one. As it comes back in, so here it comes, Bed Bath & Beyond falling down. We're gonna stand here with open arms, take that fill, and then there it is, and then see where we go from here. There it is, man, taking out 19 right now, Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah, and look, 19 in Bed Bath & Beyond, and BlackBerry still at the same price it was like 5 minutes ago. I'm getting more short BlackBerry. But someone just asked if Macy's was the next one. And look, I don't know what's going to be next. I can tell you that Macy's hasn't reported yet, so it still has some time. I think it's reporting next week, so sometimes that can be the catalyst. I've seen Macy's squeeze a little bit, and the short interest is only like 9%. I feel like it used to be a lot higher than that, but it can be the next. I just feel like sometimes you get both earnings or another type of news catalyst to go along with the squeeze, and it can be it. As soon as Meta breaks 79, I should say, it just immediately rejects, and it's right back below it. I'm going to give this to the 75. If the market makes another fresh low here, then it's me wanting to look for a consolidation breakout. And if it wants to happen, fair enough. But it just feels like the shorts in some of these meme names. It's like I'm sitting here wanting along if the market comes back up, but meanwhile, like your alpha and opportunity, it's like there's AMC again flushing when Bed Bath & Beyond goes down. You could just stick to this because that's where the real movements are. And I remember yesterday in Google trying to get it to go 20 or 30 cents was darn near impossible. And AMC is going to do that, pretty much every single 5 minutes or every 5 minutes till the close here, which is in less than or just over half an hour.
All right, so we're lucky there. We did get that fill at 40. We just got some out at 80s and 90s there. So Bed Bath & Beyond did fill us, and then it ripped back up to the upside. So there's a whole bunch of outs starting at 80, 84. I think our first out was 69, then a bunch of 84s, and our best out, I mean, if I can zoom in, I'll just go over to my trade list to tell you. My best out was 89 on that move. So here it comes. Again, if we take it out, I don't have any more offers out there. I was offering a lot higher than that. Once I got the majority of them out, like I'm out of now 60% of it. Oh, here it goes. We're going to get out of them all. Is it going to take down 19 here? Is it? Maybe. I'm going to take down 19 here. This might be, I mean, we could just average back in. I mean, why not? We can do that right now. We'll punch a little bit more in because we're going to get out anyway. There it is. So I was going to say, we'll get in and out there as fast as we can. But there it is. Oh, it looks like it wants to hold that. Okay. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, we did take a little bit of money on it. Then it broke back down below. AMC's not really making that move down. We still are short AMC, so we just take another piece out on that name. But this has just been a wild afternoon here, man, as we go. Like, we're still in this AMD short, which has been doing nothing. So we'll have to wait to see if the market wants to, which way the market wants to go. But for right now, yeah, this is a little bit of a tough trade as we wait to see where we're going to go.
Yeah, it looks like, look, I feel like we are headed for a little bit of a capitulation here. Fubo hasn't gone yet. I think it's worth noting that it's showing some signs of strength, but the rollover in Bed Bath & Beyond is extending to AMC, which, by the way, 24, if it gets down to that price, I mean, the last time it got to 24.15, you can see it just smack back upside, and then the same thing happened at a lower high at 24 even. I think that could be a termination point for that short of the trade. We'll see. Fubo, as I say that, is coming back into the downside, but I don't want to ignore a few things. I mean, the market's trying to bounce here. Tesla holding relatively low. We're back to in the money on Meta, so it looks like the NASDAQ is trying to creep back up after looking like it was going to be a bit of a red day going into that close, or downward momentum going into the close. We could still possibly end green, although it doesn't look like it right now. Bouncing off VWAP is Meta. Google was the other one that I sort of favored going into the short side, but if we're going to bounce from here, I'd rather stick with the fact that we just made a low, made a higher low on the NASDAQ. I'd rather be looking for longs and things breaking out. Meta right now making a move. Still relatively weak over here in Google, it seems, and Tesla can't seem to go anywhere either. Oh, I need to get
Yeah, Google, just trying to see which one's going to be relatively strong because, yeah, if we do get a move back to the upside, we do want to trade something that's a little bit stronger than the rest. Amazon today, I mean, we can go over and look at Walmart. I mean, Walmart had, let's just get out of AMD here in case this market, there we go. So we are now out of AMD. We'll cancel that, and we don't have much else going on right now. We do have the AMC short, but we cashed that out already down there at 42. We only have 20% left on that one. Bed Bath & Beyond threw us around there, so I don't really have too many. I mean, we're fine on it. It's just, you know, after taking some longs here, actually that was short. We had a long right there. So actually, we don't really have anything on Bed Bath & Beyond today. So I don't know. I feel like this 19 is a decent level, but if you're going to trade it with big shares, it's very, very hard to be confident.
I haven't traded the other ones
right now. Yeah, the Bed Bath & Beyond seems to be a little bit tricky for sure. But I want to go over to Amazon because we just did talk about that. So Amazon trying to make some moves back here to the upside. It's already taken out VWAP. It's looking to take that level right there. That's pretty good. 144.80 or so on Amazon. So that could be a good little take right there if we could take that out. That level, I mean, you can even look at this level right now, which is 50, which we're above right now. Amazon looking pretty good if the move is back upside right now. I mean, Amazon still up that 1% on the day. Walmart, I mean, if we're going to go back to something that's strong, we saw Walmart up 6% at one point, now only up 5%. That's trending to VWAP right now as well. So, you know, these could be decent longs back in the retail space. I mean, a 140 break is a little bit better for me. That's where the 50 period is on Walmart. So that's a good break. Maybe we'll just be patient and wait for that 140 break, but it seems like it's coming back. 140 break on Walmart could be good, or just an Amazon right now could be good as well against that 139, or sorry, what is this? This is 144 flat. So yeah, here goes Amazon back up to the upside. That might be a good trade.
Yeah, and actually going back to that upside is going to be Meta here. Arrows up. It breaks VWAP. It's at 179.5, looking like it wants to churn a little bit higher as the market is rebounding, right? Like the NASDAQ now 1/4% to the downside. It was getting close to 0.5%. I looked at Google a second ago, or Alphabet, I should say. Yeah, I know. I'm older. It's Google. It's now trying to take VWAP. A little bit of a lagger, I think, relative to some of the others. You might be right with that Amazon being one. I wanted to see the chips maybe make a bit of a move as well to maybe help this move out to the upside just a little bit. Nvidia only now, as it's, yeah, you type it wrong one time and then it takes forever. Only now breaking VWAP, just not as much momentum as I'm seeing over there in Meta. I do prefer this one to that long side. Maybe Home Depot is another one of the two names we were looking at with relative strength because of those earnings. But guess what? It's not even moving right now. Like, yes, it's relatively strong and we like relative strength. And if the market makes a move up, you'd like to think about it. But for the last hour, Home Depot has basically chilled out in a $1 range, and it's a $300 stock. It would be nice if it would go because it's been strong, but that is the definition of barcoding. Brendo?
One that really hasn't participated much in this whole move today, AMTD, that was up big time in the pre-market. On its own news, guys, just popping back up here, back above that last little high there. Still 25, 26% here for AMTD.
I don't know why. I mean, I'm just seeing the super chat now. Thank you so much to New Type VII there, New Type X VII. Hey guys, just want to thank you for consistent advice or constant advice and sharing of knowledge. Round of beers. Thank you so much. We'll get some pizzas, some beers, and everything like that. So thank you so much for that one, my friend. You know, big super chat. We hope that you guys are having some success there today. And again, thank you so much for everything. I mean, we're doing the show here every single day live for you. So, you know, we're trying our best here every day to bring you all the movers. Not only that, but you're seeing like Neil and I, hopefully no sweat on our brow because we're sitting here hitting keys, man. I've already made 200 trades today. So I have 200 fills today alone. So it's been a very, very busy one. Our newest position here is Amazon. Again, thank you so much for the super chat, bro. It means a lot to us, or I guess it could be female. Anybody who sent that in, thank you so much for that. But there goes Amazon again, starting to get going back up to the upside. We'll see. The NASDAQ is trying right now. This is a 2-minute chart. This is a 30-minute over here. I'm going to have to adjust the time frame. I don't need to see like overnight right there, but we're going to wait to see here what's going to pop off on this name. But there goes NASDAQ trying to stay above. We have Amazon. I said we'd want to go over to a name that was, you know, roughly strong today, relatively strong is the word I'm looking for, and Amazon was that. So even though the NASDAQ down 0.25, you could see right now we are taking this level out into the 80s, so this is going to be a good one for us. It's only in the money now a dime, but let's see if we could take out the 80s and then kind of drift back up here, like near that 145 mark. That's really, I don't have any offers until we get there. First leg is going to be at this level of 145. We'll see if we can get some out up there, but that's kind of where I'm looking right now. And then Bed Bath & Beyond is down to 18 bucks.
Yeah, I'm going to hold on to AMC, but BlackBerry, which was so weak, as Bed Bath & Beyond continues to the downside, that's starting to crack up at VWAP. And look, recovering at VWAP, I added to it at 7. This is getting to the point where if it takes out this, if it holds above 5 for even a couple of minutes, all of a sudden there's relative strength in BlackBerry. That's ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. But if it's happening, it's happening. You have to acknowledge that. I do have a question, and thank you for the super chat. But also, thank you, the trading group is back.
Yes, I see that.
With 50 gifts of memberships. We love you guys, and we love that. We love you guys helping to grow the community out there. It's a tremendous thing, both of you guys, for the super chats. We don't ask for anything. We literally ask you guys, hit the like, hit the subscribe. That's all we ever ask you guys to do. And then, of course, try to learn something, have some fun. But Type 17, I need to know. What is this? Is Type 17? Did it mean something? Like, it's a cool name, and I love the Roman numerals. The nerd in me likes that, but I'm just kind of curious if there's something to that name there. And you do need to enable, when you join the stream, you can enable at the beginning to allow gifts, and then I think they just get assigned to the people who have enabled that. But when you first log into the chat, it does ask you to enable gifts. Gifts are those free memberships that everyone is able to get there. So thank you so much, Trading Group. Thank you so much, Type 17 there. But I'm curious, what does that even mean? Meta slowing down at 179.50, but the market still holding on that little bounce that we made here. So about a 0.25% down on the NASDAQ, but the ES back to green, although barely. I want to try to hold Meta into these rebalances, the long bounce. Maybe we can start to recover there. That was one heck of a rejection in the overall market. I mean, if we can come halfway back, not even halfway back, off of VWAP into this top, that can maybe take us to that 180, but I'll only give it to those imbalances at 350.
Oh, wow, it's already 3:30. I'm sitting here watching this market and I didn't even realize the time. Okay, so it's a good thing we did get out of the way. We'll have a positive, I don't know why I just hit diamond hands, but we'll have a positive day on AMD after all, as we got out of the way, as this is starting to rip a little higher right now, AMD. So out of the way on the short, there it goes to the upside. So that means that our boy Ammo is starting to go back up to the upside as well. Amazon, 20 cents now in the money. Our first take, we almost got it, man. It was at 95. It went to 92. Let's see if Amazon can go back up. Ooh, sorry, it's 96 I'm waiting for. We are also waiting for some more down here in case it wants to come back in. But for right now, Amazon is making that move back up to the upside. So I think that was a good one for us to do that. There was some sort of a story here coming out about Apple having to pay some tax or something. I guess that's not doing anything to the stock. Yeah, it's something about a Netflix is charging tax, but Apple's not.
How dare you make
what that is. But okay, here we go. Apple, we talked about it leading the way to the downside there, but here it comes right back to the upside again as the NASDAQ trying to turn green and is taking out some of these levels. So why is Amazon not going? Like, don't tell me I'm in the wrong one again. You could see AMD really getting going now through some of those levels. Maybe we do have a rip back into those highs again because, hey, what was that move all about anyways, that downside move? So we should have had AMD through 100. You know, a little bit of a pullback into 20, I think we'll buy it. If we can get a pullback into 20 or so, we'll buy that name. That's AMD, a pullback to 20, and I'm buying it.
Someone just put in the chat saying, look way back on a monthly of the S&P, we could be headed to 270. Remember this at lunchtime, a trader that we know was talking about 230 on the SPY being a potential downside potential. I don't necessarily agree with any of those things, but we've heard doom and gloom before, and I get it. You can make extrapolations from like previous crashes and start to do that again. But every single situation is different. It's a vastly different economy and market. Doesn't mean we can't go lower, but some of those extreme prognostications tend to price in or hold relevant very, very vastly different times, and you don't always get that repeat. People keep talking about Mullen, and yes, it made a bit of a recovery. I'm going to be real excited when Mullen gets to $1. And until that happens, or until it starts holding like, 200 million or 100 million in volume, I think it's less sexy. But you can see, since it broke $1 to the downside, here's your resistance at about 96.97. It was a good long off that dollar. It needs to get back above that price. I think that's when it's going to start to get interesting. Until then, when it creeps up to 97, 98, 99, I actually prefer the short side of the trade to short in front of a buck. That'll be the way I want to play it. I got out of BlackBerry because it failed. That 705 level will hang on to AMC. I'm looking for something other than Meta to that long side after this broke back up. I got my 15-minute up here just to show you how much resistance this has at this 181 level, which now I'm all of a sudden kicking myself for not wanting a short at 181 earlier. But if you can look at where this turned, it was a good one. I'm not thinking we get back there, but 180 seems like a reasonable shot if we can continue this trend. Tomorrow, I will be thinking to myself, resistance 181 Meta. Brendo?
I just saw this one popping up. Two things, actually. They're talking about Palantir. The COO of Palantir is on CNBC right now, so heads up on Palantir. Also, this one popped up this morning. Ergo, on this note, the FDA allowing over-the-counter sales of hearing aid devices now. Just popping up on heavy volume, you can see, once again, still 50% for ear today.
All right, we'll talk about, shout out to Henry, we'll talk about Palantir in a minute, but I mean, so frustrating because Amazon, it just went 3 times to 90 and we didn't get out. So the third time I switched it over and we didn't get back there yet. So Amazon did fall back in there a little bit. So that's a little bit sucky there because it is coming back in. So we'll have to watch out for that. We did not get our AMD pullback. We came pretty close to that one as that's not in. And then I don't know, I called up Palantir as soon as I heard Brendan talking about it. Sometimes on CNBC, I don't think they're on anymore unless they just are coming up. But a little bit of a bump up, but doesn't seem to be too much. I don't know what they were talking about, but again, they're down today. It's not really a meme stock, but it does kind of get sometimes ramped up into that. Today, obviously, no real big movements for Palantir. I'm still not super excited about this name until, again, we break above sort of where it was just a couple days ago, to be honest with you, this 1150. We've fallen back in like a lot of these names. This is not, I mean, you could retest $8 again. They did not have a good quarter, not great earnings for PLTR, so sorry to say that, but not a great quarter for those guys. So we'll have to wait to see where they go as the NASDAQ continues to make new moves here. And I know, Neil, you're looking for something to go long, and I thought we found one with Amazon, and it just doesn't want to go back up to the upside right now. So I feel like I'm sitting here as a lame duck because it doesn't want to go. So maybe there's just nothing right now. I don't know what the imbalance is. That's 15 minutes. Did monkeypox numbers going to get leaked tomorrow? I don't know.
Who said that?
I don't know. Somebody in the. Oh, it was. The guy's always in the chat. Super SPAC man, what's up? Well, I mean, if there's anything on monkeypox, I mean, obviously we can look at SIGA again up to $24, 6 million. I mean, considering everything that's happened today, this name's actually down 10%, 8%. So maybe that's what it was about. There's a little bit of a bump up there for SIGA, and there's also APDN, another name to look at here on the monkeypox sort of side of things there with the tests. Not really moving around. So I hate talking about monkeypox, man, because
it feels so.
It doesn't feel like it's the same, and I mean, thank God it's not the same, but I just don't know. I don't want to trade off any sort of a monkeypox thing. I just sort of saw it on the chat, but SIGA, nice name to trade for sure.
This ear stock looks pretty interesting here. I see you, Scotty H, in the chat mentioning that it looks spicy. On the daily, it's about it's $2 obviously, but about $1.90 we got to last time. All kinds of resistance on the daily, up around this 180 to 190. There is somebody sitting on the offer here. I'll pull it up for you at 180. For about like 120,000 shares. So this guy, so someone's sitting at that 180 level, and you're going to see like this is the exact top. They're sitting right at that current high, resisting it. So it's a level on the daily chart. It also is this dude holding it up there. I hate a breakout into overhead resistance, and there is that 190 to $2 just sitting in front. It's just opened up the spread a little bit. I will try I just paid for it, so I will try the short in front of that 180. However, if it breaks, it's hard not to like a reverse if they're filling that guy in one shot. So it is one single order on that. Well, it's one gateway showing that order. It could be broken up into many. Usually it's one seller, but I'm short in front of it at 177. If the 80 breaks, I am gone, obviously. And if you're watching the other meme names, by the way, Bed Bath & Beyond is getting close to that 20. I'll be looking for an exit on AMC if it clears 20 even, but AMC is still looking okay for now.
Oh man, okay, I hope he doesn't make a mistake. So I did not get out, there, I got out for Amazon for flat, right there, which sucks because, yeah, not good. We never want to flat our trades. But the reason why we got out of that one and into this one is because Walmart, we were talking about looking for some relative strength, but I actually found the other opposite right here. It just kept on coming down, man. We kept on making, newer, lower highs as we go, kept ticking down, kind of shelved out here. Thought again here at VWAP is at 70. We are in this one a little bit late as it breaks 139, but I wanted to hit that trade. I'm going to average up until we take down this 138. Like, I want to continue this, to try to make these lower highs. So like boom, boom, boom. Let's see right there again. So we'll average in to see like right there, that's 17. That's going to be an average in spot for me. So I've canceled my NASDAQ bids. I've canceled everything. I would think we like the short. So I'll take some 11s there and again, some 17s. And then realistically, let's give it to 50 break right there. So, we'll give back our day here a little bit on Walmart, but let's hold it out on a nice little move back. Maybe that was the bottom 139. I mean, the thing about it is I could see that that's kind of where we started right here. We've dipped back into 139. What time is this? Like, this is really early. That was kind of, we haven't seen 139 since the open is what I'm trying to get at. So, if we do see it again, there it is right here, 139. So that break happens at 9:40, and then we don't see it since, right? So now we're seeing it again on Walmart, and let's just average into the short. We're average now short at 139.05, so we're only out 10 cents. Not really worth crying over yet, but we'll wait to see 139.40. I like it. We'll see if that's going to be the top for right now. Next average in somewhere around 25, and then we got to stop because we don't want to get blown out to the upside. Only 10 minutes until the imbalances, but we're going to do that right now. Thanks again for all the super chats.
We just got another one here I wanted to get to.
Okay, go ahead. I missed it.
Greg Trail here. It did just come off the board, but Greg Trail, thank you for the super chat. The question was, what did someone do to piss off Bed Bath & Beyond? It's not really about that. This is the daily chart. It is up. This was at $4 at the beginning of August. It hit $28 today, right? Like, look at the daily chart at that 28 level and see how clean it was, just cascading down from 28 the last squeeze, lower high in the last squeeze, all the way to $4. There was going to be a point at which it would turn. You went to the most extreme level on the daily that you could pretty much find, and it got up there 1, 2, 3, 4 times rejecting that high. And the last time it actually halted up into that top and then rejected. So, it's not that somebody pissed it off. It's just that it hit a major level. And at some point when it goes up that much, it has to come. It's likely to come back down. I should never say has to. It's likely to come back down. Remember ear that Brendan said? When Brendan brings a name later on, I just sort of feel like it should just be only go long on the key level, Neil. So I shorted 77. And then, of course, I'm just instantly stopped at, not instantly, it was like 2 or 3 minutes. And then we're stopped at reversing at 81, which was that level to the upside. So obviously, we'll take the hit initially. It's running into $2, but $2 is a big psychological level on a stock like this. I'll always want to take shares out in front of a 2. So we'll take the hit initially, but ear continuing to run up 64%. At least this is continuing to break some highs here. Although as I say that, it's putting a bit of a rejection at that 192. I want to give the rest of these to closer to that $2 even level, as ear looks like it's pretty good. Meta, which is the other long that we're in, has not been able to really hold above 179.50. The market is holding that little rally that we had, and we haven't pulled back into 179. But as Sean mentioned, we're like now 7 minutes away from the imbalances. At about 345 or tighter to 350, I'll put a trailing stop in so it doesn't break past break even for me here on Meta. But certainly there are a few names that are looking pretty strong here, guys. Like I said, that ear is starting to come in. The market trying to make a decent sized bounce. Let's see if we can actually hold that bounce going into the close. For now, it's getting stagnant again.
Yeah, Weber strong. Okay, yeah, we can look at Weber. I mean, some of these Traeger grills and Weber, some of these names are being really get blown out. I mean, some of these names are down 70-80% on the year and still making lows. But we're into Walmart right now on that short, 139. We'll see if it can hold out. Hope for that one. We did get a good average price up to 18s. That's where it is now. So we're going to give that to 139.50 and see what happens with Walmart. AMC still short that name. And we can look at Weber. Why not? I mean, coming from the crowd. So let's have a quick quick look at this. 850, 4.5 million shares on the day, 4.7 million. Yeah, Weber, strong right there. So a nice little move up to 850 for Weber. High of the day on Weber, 9. So we'll have to watch out for that. But yeah, my focus right now, my biggest position is this Walmart trade. So we're going to give it a little bit of work up to 139. I mean, realistically, you can give it to VWAP. I only want to give it to 50. I mean, why lose a little bit more? We're going to give this up to 50. If it does resist that, then that'll suck. But for right now, Walmart, another average incoming through at 35. So we'll get one at 25, then we'll get one at 35. And then honestly, if it takes out 50, then Bob's your uncle and we lose one more time on Walmart. But I don't know, man. We went into Amazon, and that's been flat, doing nothing. That did go back up to 145, though. That would have been a good out, but we're going to hold out hope that Walmart is the name that wants to come back down.
So there was a question in the chat. It was like, why, if it had news on EAR, would you go short it? And the explanation was pretty simple. It made a parabolic move into 180. It topped out at 180. There was a large offer size there, and I grabbed the 77 short with tight risk. And there was like a brief second where it looked like it was going to pull back into VWAP. We could catch it. However, when it broke 180, we did like the long breakout. It goes to $2 now, and it just becomes from here. It's more a game against time. This is a clean breakout on a catalyst on a higher time frame and with air up above this. However, I got 15 minutes until the close here, so obviously 225 will make some sense to me. I'm not going to be able to benefit from one of those aftermarket runs here, but EAR, super strong. Glad Brennan brought this one to us live. I did reverse it along, but I'm going to take a shot usually at that shorter to key level when I get that opportunity for tight risk. EAR running at 10 the day.
Yeah, I hear you on that one. There, yeah. So
I need like a slow clap thing.
Yeah, I mean that was,
or like a doo-doom.
That was all right. PayPal, yeah, again, a little frustrated during all that meme madness because some of these stocks fell for no reason, and we thought we were on them, and we were, man. We had PayPal down here at 101.70. It just like it ripped up a buck. You know, we got out fine. For that, but definitely missed some opportunities here as I just look back and say like, why did that have to happen? Why did the rug pull? We were cruising with PayPal, drop back down in, and now it's kind of like bleh. We just go back and forth here as the NASDAQ is staying above right now, this 50 period. So let's go over to Brennan, see what he's all up to there over at the big screen.
Just a recap for everyone, guys. If you joined us in the pre-market this morning, if you got the watch list this morning, you were aware of a number of individual stocks that were moving around on individual catalysts associated with them. Just going to go back over a few that we were discussing. In the pre-market this morning, AMTD wins the day as far as the watch list is concerned, 25% at the top of the list. We were talking about it this morning. New Holdings, number 2 today, 18%. $5.54. It's up 18%. Bed Bath & Beyond was on there. Walmart, Home Depot, PayPal, goes on and on. SPY, Zoom, obviously. Zoom was down on a downgrade, by the way, so obviously negative on the day. The reason I bring this to your attention is because make sure you're with us tomorrow. We're going to talk a little bit more about how we can get this information to you in the pre-market in a very easy and direct way. So come back tomorrow, guys. There you go. The winners for the day from the watch list today.
That's what I'm talking about. We haven't even talked about new this afternoon. Before I get into it, just watch. Oh,
the market is just ripping.
Really, the market's ripping, and then look at the death candle. I was about to like ring. I was saying like 225 was going to be where I wanted EAR to get out. It gets up to 217. Like pennies away from 220, and then death candle back into 190. It's still pretty good off that 190, so the 180 breakout, and a good break and a good catalyst. We're definitely happy about it, but the market is starting to get strong here. That's just frustrating because it was like pennies away from getting to that next level up, and it puts a death candle in. Meta's now breaking out of this consolidation. Looks like we're headed to that 180. We're 3 minutes from imbalances. My trailing stop is going to go in at 179.40, and then we'll see if we can't ride this one to the high. Well, probably not to the high of the day, but closer to that 180 mark. And maybe we even get a break of said 180. And we'll have to get out of this new eventually. It looks like it's not going to get to its high of the day anytime soon.
No, it's not. Okay, so we have too many shares on Walmart now, as this just keeps going to the upside. I don't know what just happened there again, but the early mock here, Brennan has 68 million to buy. So that's it. So yeah. Okay, so whatever, man. I mean, we just have hundreds of shares, thank God, not thousands of shares on Walmart here because it's starting to go back up to the upside right now. So, yeah, there it is. We're going to wait to see if it takes down this right here. It's just such an aggressive move up. Normally, I would have just got out on VWAP there, but he just moved up 30 cents basically in a straight line. So I don't... That sucks, man, because we had the Amazon long, and look where Amazon is now. Why did we change up our opinion on that one? Now we should not have, but yeah, there it is, man. Amazon, really, that's a like, oh, we got in and out for flat there, and then we went over to short Walmart, like really? So that's gonna be a costly venture for me now on that one. Nubank, again, I was waiting out for $6. Obviously, that didn't come through. So now that we're dancing like this, it's not going to look like the greatest trade of all time, but it was a great trade. It's going to be my number one stock is going to be Microsoft, but just as far as an idea, this one definitely has worked, man. A big shout out to Jose as well. You had that pegged. You talked about it breaking right here, 535 on a super chat early, and you called 575. That's good enough as the high of the day, man, for me. I mean, it went to 90s, but still, that's a great call right there at 75. So great call by Jose. You're not going to forget that one, man, and thank you for the super chat there. So, hey, it's a big move to the upside. The imbalances are coming out very, very soon. Let's just hope that Walmart is the other way. Downside here because, yeah, this market is taking off on me right now. We're going to use that 139. Oh, that's a 2-minute chart. We're right here. So as you zoom in, 80s or so as an out for Walmart with only 30 seconds before the imbalances. What's up, Brendan?
Market trying to go here a little bit. President Biden just taking the stand here, or taking the podium, I guess I should say. He's going to sign into effect the Inflation Reduction Act, apparently, and also speaking on that right now, guys.
Yeah. So balances are coming in less than 10 seconds. I'll keep my mouth shut on that.
I can't believe
I just got out of AMC just came back up as well. That's back up to 75. Yeah. So I had a VWAP trail on that, and it looks like that just got taken out. So I'm down to Meta. I have a trailing stop down at 40s. I'm actually going to lift my trailing stop on Meta as imbalances have come. Apple's a buy, 1.4 million. MTSI is a bit of a sell. Who cares? Disney, 900,000 to buy. Cisco, 800,000. Microsoft, 700,000. We're to the buy side. Amazon, 600,000. Not huge buys, but across the board. Looks like these tech names did come to the buy side, which is interesting because I look over, one of the tech names I did not mention just there was Meta, goes right up to 179.92 and pulls back despite those buy imbalances. So, take it for what it's worth. Sometimes maybe you've already run into the number and it's a bit of a sell event there, which it feels like just happened to me on Meta. I'm going to adjust my trail again. I don't want it going back beneath that 179.50, but I want to give it some kind of a chance to go. I mean, those were mostly buy imbalances in the tech names. I would have expected that Meta would have pushed that 180. Looks like it doesn't want to.
Yeah. So, okay, so we're still, wow, Bed Bath & Beyond now. Was there an imbalance on that one? That's up to $21 right now and still going. I have to watch Walmart right now. Obviously,
wow, Bed Bath & Beyond is
a bigger position. Yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond right now starting to go up ham. Again, nice little upside move there for that as AMC. I mean, I know you're talking about that move up as well, but AMC, we still are short on that as that's coming back in. But I got to watch out for Walmart here as this is a heavy position for me.
Yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond catching a bit of life through that 20. If you caught that was a clean break. I heard a few people clap. Maybe that's what it was in the back. That 20 level giving you right into 2070, and that might have coincided with what I got stopped out on AMC. Like I said, it was a trailing stop, and it did decide to go. By the way, like that ear, that was a pure, they hunted the stops. It broke that 2, gets up to 217, stops me back out. I had to trail at 190, just instantly out, goes right back to the high of the day in the next candle, right up to that 215. It is now teetering back and forth. It might not be done. It has a chance that it might make one of those 4 p.m. runs if it can hold above 2 even. We have to be flat at the end of the day, meaning we have no positions left on. Sean and I and everyone at Day Trade the World, to be sure. But your late day runner could still be good tomorrow. We'll see what happens with that. But the NASDAQ, it did make a little bit of a dip off that high and got back into negative territory, despite the fact that I read off all of those big cap names. They're still buys. It just doesn't always mean that the market has to follow what the imbalances are. Unfortunately, that's just not always the case. If it was that simple, well, then everybody would make ridiculous amounts of money. Everyone would make the exact same trade. When they saw the buy imbalances would become crowded, then it wouldn't work because there's too many people long. and that's kind of the idea behind it. It's not really that simple, but they did come buy side, so I'm a bit shocked that we didn't get the follow through we wanted. I'm just going to take Meta out at about 179.75 if I can get that. Any kind of pushback to the upside after we stalled will be a bit of a win here. I couldn't find anything else we like long except for ear. That one's still going a little bit here. It has a chance, but we are talking about a late day runner, and like I said, we have to be flat. I'm not going to be trading Bed Bath & Beyond or AMC in the final 5 minutes here. I just feel like they're way too violent to try to get in and out and scalp them. If you got that 20 break, congratulations to you. It might mean when we come in tomorrow on Bed Bath & Beyond, you start looking at some of these capitulation candles and say, okay, well, 19 pretty much held up here. On the way down, when I shorted 20, it was the first time and only time, thankfully, we decided to go short in Bed Bath & Beyond. Well, I wish I had 28s. It stalled out and could not really hold below 19 even. And that's more or less the bottom we put in today. So it's got some support down here, 18.5 to 19. We'll see if that'll hold up tomorrow. It felt like this move had to happen. $4 in half a month to 28. There was going to be a day like this, to be sure. It happened to be today. Really, what happens tomorrow at that 18 level, or maybe at 20, is going to be the truth teller for Bed Bath & Beyond. Some earnings to get to. What's on that board? We know there is something in the retail space there, Brendo.
Yeah, mostly coming tomorrow morning, guys. Not a heck of a lot as far as after the close tonight, but here we go for tomorrow.
Lowe's. Yeah, I mean, let's start before opening. I mean, I'm in right now Walmart. So Walmart, Lowe's, Target, TJX. I mean, it is the retail madness. I mean, I'm excited to get Macy's to see when that's going to be coming through. That's a good name. But yeah, I mean, Target, you know, you got Target on your back now. So we'll have to watch it. They came out with this very, very similar warnings that did our boys here at Walmart. So we'll see if Target can hold out. I hope again. Walmart up 5% today, was up 7%. So, you know, maybe there is some hope there for Target shareholders. Tomorrow is only a day away, Neil. So,
a little Orphan Annie action.
Yeah. All right, so I don't know, man. I'm getting...
The sun will come out, my friend.
Yes, it will. Tomorrow, for sure. We said that every day, man. You never know. We had that meeting today, and I was like, you know, the sun shines every day, and it comes up, and you never know what it's going to bring, right? So,
exactly.
yeah, very exciting day. A big shout out to everybody today. Thank you for all the super chats, man. You guys really had those come through as well. The memberships to True Trading Group as well. Everybody hit that up, and thank you so much. Come on, Walmart. You can do it.
Ooh.
Downside.
Little Rob Schneider right there.
Downside right now.
Yeah, I haven't seen that guy in a few things in a while. I was trying to point out my chart loading up really slowly on lows. This got to wicked its 200 period moving average and rejected that today. Remember, when you get the later prints for some of these, like in earnings season, when you have a couple of big names report and there's already gravity to the upside, like it won't take much of a miss by lows when it's already had a sympathy run in addition to a bounce off of these lows.
I like that.
I know. So the 200 period, like if we're below that, that's going to be a resistance level if it can hold it up. It's sort of obvious, and then, you know, same thing if we're holding above that price. But lows, because it's at that 200's on my radar, one that I definitely wanted to watch this week heading into that 200 period moving average. Only 3 minutes to go here. We do have a bit of a pullback in the market. The buy and bounces didn't seem to matter a heck of a lot. So if you exited some of those longs, probably a good idea. One of the last things I will check on for some of you, because I know you're interested, at least some people are interested. Yeah, it's still holding around 21. That's Bed Bath & Beyond. So that recovery through 20 even. Pretty solid for BBVY here. Some buying coming in at the close. But it was mostly sell this afternoon.
Oh, wow, I need a drink. Okay, oh, wow, thank you, Walmart. Ooh, that was like, yikes. We talked about it, like I said, just a couple hundred, well, more than a couple hundred shares, but we did have some to the upside right there, and it was close, man, and you could see it just dripping to the downside, so it will be, after all of this, a positive name. I wish there was a little bit more left in the day because I think I would hold this, but we're just, like I said, we're capturing profit now. I mean, it could just rip back up and be a nightmare, but we're now out of, I guess, 2/3, if not a little bit more than that in Walmart as it's coming back down now. So, wow, what a day that was today. We almost like we almost made an epic fail there on that. Let's just check out what Amazon's doing right now. So that did make a move up and then pulled back with that Walmart trade at the end of the day. So as people get ready, I guess, for the retail sort of bonanza that is now, Walmart always starts it off, and then you're going to get the Target. We already talked about all that. We'll see. Is Walmart, I mean, I looked at the imbalance locator and I did not see Walmart.
I don't see it.
Unless it showed up, and I'm not going to sort it much more than that. I mean, if it's not a significant, then it's not going to matter.
If it's there, it's less than 300.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So Fubo's there though as a sell. You can see Fubo right there. Still 650 on that name. I got to make sure. That's another thing, Neil. Make sure you don't have any pending orders.
I already just
I had
canceled
a pending
them.
Walmart order.
I canceled my stop orders. That's one of the things. Like when I'm flat for the day, I'm not going to be doing any more trades. I always check back, refresh my summary, make sure I have no orders out, stop orders. I will tell you this. There was a trader who left a stop order out, and let's just say it triggered in the aftermarket. These things shouldn't happen, and then you take a hit that you don't want to. It's just the kind of thing, like, it's so easy when you have nothing else to do to just double, triple check. You know you canceled them, but it doesn't take much to glance over, make sure you don't have anything out there. I'm only watching this ELAN because it popped up as a buy imbalance really late there at 1.4 million, but not much movement here on $19 stock here. Not a heck of a lot of movement. I don't see it doing much, but I wanted to check in because I did notice that it was to that buy side. We got Tony on the bell in a minute, but I want to take a minute and shout out what a fantastic job that Sharif did today. Just fantastic. I mean, coming in, trading live, he's only been doing it a couple of days for that midday show, and he absolutely killed it with Pratt as always. And to whomever I said that FRZA didn't seem that exciting when it was bouncing, I think I put it in the chat. I'm like, I don't know, the volume's not really there. Well, it broke out of that afternoon resistance and gave you a little something. 775 broke out. It's now holding above 8. It's not a huge move, but maybe this one has a second life. I had the break earlier on, and then I tried to reload in front of like 975. That was no good. It should have been a short when it failed 10. Might have a second life here on FRZA if it can hold $8 for tomorrow. But it's 20 seconds to the bell. I'll let Sean handle the position so we can get flat at the end of the day here. We got Tony. He'll dance it off for us, to be sure. He did a great job because he always does, filling in as well. We love you, Tony. Put the camera on him, not me. Nobody wants to see me when the bell's coming down, guys. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and Tony.
He did it. The Tiger Man, Tony the Tiger, is in the building again. We still have some AMC shares, so we'll get out a little bit of these ones. Yeah, no, this is no worries at all here as we just get ready to get out of some of these trades. Ooh, I still have Nubank as well. We'll get out of those. But yeah, wow, what a crazy day today, man. I mean, saved by that Walmart move on the way down. We'll have to look at that. But yeah, great trading today. Wow, how exciting was that, Brendan? I mean, all of those names. We haven't had like a closed show where there's been like literally 30 names that we've looked at. A lot of the time we sit here and we wonder what we're going to do.
At least a year it's been.
But not
I said
today.
2, but you're probably right.
Good day today, Brendo.
Yeah, positive sign for things to come as well for the rest of the week. Let's hope anyways. As far as opportunities are concerned, here we go. A look at how we finished the day. It was the Dow. The Dow and the S&P 5 days in a row now to the upside, worth noting. The NASDAQ didn't quite get there, 0.17 to the downside, but hey, it was a lot worse. It was 1.2% at one point for the NASDAQ in negative territory. Crude still tumbling, yeah, another 3% on top of 3% yesterday.
Yeah, it was, look, it looked like we were screaming on a huge V-shaped recovery, and then it was pointed out in the chat, rightfully so. I'll just do it really quickly. I mean, the SPY, I don't know if it was the Dow as well, but the SPY touched the 200 period and said no mas. That was more or less it there. It just happened to be at the exact same time that the meme stocks had all come down. Maybe that's related. I have no, like, I can't sit here and tell you that was related, but yeah, the SPY hit that 200 period instead of rejection, and probably the Dow as well there. But a fantastic day. It's always fun when the market moves like this. Hope we get that for the rest of the week.
I didn't even see what Brendan put there. 2.7 billion to buy it was. I know we were talking about all those tech names that were quite huge there.
So why didn't they fall through? Like,
yeah, I don't know. That was a little surprising there. But yeah, what a great day, man. A big shout out to everybody that helped today, right? Lucas, Fahad, big days there. Maggie in the back. Sharif, Tony, Brad, you, Brendan. I was just here, so that's fine. But yeah, just thank you. Am I keeping that Walmart short overnight?
Yes. No.
Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I'm not allowed to. But I don't know.
If Lowe's misses, you're going to regret that.
I have a, well, I would regret it. Yeah, I mean, I'd hold it if I was able to, but I actually just do have a little bit of a bid down here just in case it gets flushed out, but I'm going to have to get out of this. I have less than 10% of my position, so it's not a big position for me. Actually, exactly 5%, so it's not a big trade. Yeah, so thank you again for watching. If you guys are interested in our platform and anything that we do here, of course, check out daytradetheworld.com, our #1 sponsor for the show, and you guys can start your prop floor today. Check those guys out. And then we do have some exciting news coming with the watch list, of course, coming very, very soon to an inbox near you, maybe, there on that, Brendo. So, yeah, should be a lot of work, obviously, that we do every day on that. And I want to thank Brendan as well, Brankles, for doing all that. But anything coming across here, Brendan, before we let everyone go?
I just heard in my ear that Biden has officially signed the Inflation Reduction Spending Act, which is still kind of weird to me, but hey.
Yeah. Nothing like combating inflation with more spending. So that's
Literally the definition of inflation.
Well, it says signs landmark tax climate health bill into law. So
well, there is some tax ramifications in that bill.
We know about that as well. For Plug Power has been a good one. So, all right, let's wrap this thing up. The trade of the day was going to be Bed Bath & Beyond.
Bed Bath & Beyond, yeah.
About before it went. Well,
which is it could have been
during.
it could have been like aftermath would have been cool too, but it was before. So.
Yeah, so check that out. That's going to air live right after this. And for some of you that didn't know, now you know we're live every single day, all day, starting at 8:30 until 4:04 apparently. So join us tomorrow, and we'll be back with all these names. We'll be trading Walmart, everything again. Fubo should be exciting. All of them should be exciting. So make sure you join us tomorrow for our best show ever, 8:30. We'll see you then. Ciao.